Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Shutterfly. If you're like us, you take a lot of pictures because you have a camera right in your hand all the time. How would you not take a lot of pictures? And we're taking all these pictures, more than we've ever taken in the history of the world.
What are you going to do with them all?
That's the thing. You used to get a solid picture, and then you'd look through them, and you could enjoy them. Now they're like back on your camera roll. You can't even find them. You don't want that. That's why the cool thing you need to do, and what I did, and I think it's pretty cool, is create a Shutterfly photo book.
Oh.
What I did, and you're going to enjoy this, Jimmy, because I haven't showed this to you yet, but took all of our pictures from being on tour this year.
Oh.
All live show pictures, us backstage, us on stage, doing all that stuff, and like some of the, just the venues and things, and made a little photo book out of that. Also, they have free 24-hour designer service as well. With their 24-hour designer service, a professional designer is going to lay out the book for you for free in just a day. Make something that means something with Shutterfly. Enjoy 40% off orders over $29 with promo code SMALLTOWN. See site for promotional details.
And now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/Wondery.
This week in Eunice, New Mexico, when a woman goes missing, everyone looks at her ex-husband. But where could she be? Mexico? Off with a mysterious trucker? Or dead? Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us again on another crazy, wild edition of Small Town Murder. I hope you guys enjoyed last week, our trek to Virginia, and the nuttiness that goes on there. Wow. Watch out. If you're a mother-in-law, lock your doors. Let's just say that. You never know. Multiple people just trying to kill you all at once. It's you never know who's coming through the door. Anybody.
Sticking around in that shit state for a bonus episode of
why not?
Political what the fuck.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Jesus, man.
What
we had an ass full of Virginia.
We did. Yeah, if you don't know Patreon, we do bonus episodes. It's I think $5 and above. It's paid on Patreon. We'll put out bonus episodes, and one of them was Virginia last week. It was a crazy, weird case there. And speaking of that, let's get the business stuff over with. Thank you guys for your reviews this week. Like we say all the time, those Apple Podcast reviews, we don't know why they drive you up the charts. I don't know what difference that would make to Apple Podcasts, but apparently it makes a big difference. So thank you guys for doing that. And if you haven't yet, please give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. There is no fixing us with words. No. We're broken, everybody. You can't fix us with words. So just say you're following instructions. They told me to do this. It really doesn't matter what you say. It's just for business purposes. Speaking of that, go to shutupandgivememurder.com where we promise you can get everything small town murder oriented, all the merchandise there, new stuff up all the time, these cool like travel overnight bags they have now are really cool. Check all of that out there. Also, get all your Crime and Sports merchandise. And if you're not listening to Crime and Sports, I don't know what you're thinking, because you're missing out. If you're thinking, well, I don't like sports, good. Then you're going to like this even more, because we're going to make fun of athletes a lot. That's the thing. It's not about sports. It's about crime and screwing up your life. That's what it's about. And us mocking a human being who's done both of those things.
Who we probably looked up to.
That's the thing. So it's a lot of fun. Check that out. You don't have to know who the athlete is. None of that matters. It's just, here's an idiot who blew it all. It's good stuff there. So check that out. Get your tickets to Small Town Murder live shows tomorrow night. If you're listening the day this comes out, tomorrow night we were in San Diego. That is sold out. Sorry about that. But we have been told there's a few tickets left in LA. Not a lot. Very few tickets left in LA. So you can get those for Saturday night and come see us in LA.
Hop in my Jeep. I'll drive you up.
Let's do it. And also, if you're on the East Coast, end of the month, we are in Raleigh, Charlotte, and Atlanta over a weekend, which is going to be just a hell weekend of travel. But that's okay, because we are excited to come there. Get your tickets to that. We have, I know Raleigh is close to sold out, but the rest of them, there's a few tickets left. So get in there. Come see us. Good stuff. We're excited for that. Never mind all of that stuff. We got to get to the show in a second, but quickly also, Patreon, if you want to be a hero of ours, an absolute hero, and you get a bonus episode sometimes here once in a while, but that's not the important part. The important part is if you want to support the show and, just if you like what we do and you want to tell us about it, this is a good way to do it here. Patreon.com/crimeandsports, or you head over to PayPal, make a donation there using our email address, which is crimeandsports@gmail.com. And you can get to both of those links very easily from where, Jimmy?
Oh, over there, shutupandgivememurder.com.
That's right.
Boy, did I stutter.
You lost that. You were like, am I? Oh, no.
Am I on?
Am I called? Oh, no. They called on me. He had fourth grade flashbacks. The chalkboard. What? I can't. I have a boner. So, And Jimmy just
Don't make me stand up.
Don't make me stand up. Well, I hurt my leg yesterday.
My back hurts a little, so I gotta walk hunched.
Quickly, the disclaimer. This is a comedy show. This is a comedy podcast. All the facts are real. Stories real. Nothing is made up. That we promise you. Nothing is embellished for comedic purposes. But we are comedians, so we're going to make jokes at the expense of small towns. That everybody's from a small town. They're all worthy of being made fun of.
Sure.
Absolutely. That sort of thing. A police force that lets a murderer go free, or a murderer, we might make fun of him, that sort of thing. But what we don't do, we go out of our way to not make fun of the victims or the victims' families because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags.
That's right.
And that's why this thing works, basically. There. If you think true crime and comedy should never go together, though, just ever, then this probably isn't for you. There's plenty of good shows out there that are very dry, and they'll tell you in excruciating, horrible detail in a very dry manner. We try to make it a little more fun around the horrible details, basically, is how we do it. If that sounds good to you, then, man, I think it's time. Stand up on your desk from your cubicle. If you're in a conservative office, go in the bathroom, shout it into the crook of your arm. Hunch your back. Just shout out, shut up and give me murder. Let's go on a trip, Jimmy.
Wonderful.
Let's do this. What do you say here? Last week we were in Virginia. We were crisscrossing the country back and forth, or Colorado, Virginia. We're going back and forth. Let's head out west again. Okay. Going to New Mexico. Yuck. Jimmy's least favorite state there. Well, I don't know, because we did go to Omaha, so you never know. That could replace it. But New Mexico.
Let's wait till we get booked in Albuquerque.
Yeah,
then we'll see how much you hate Omaha.
Excuse me. We'd have to agree to be booked in Albuquerque, which, nope, drive to Phoenix. Sorry.
I'd rather have a shit steak than a Hatch chili.
You live in Albuquerque, you can drive to Phoenix. You should be used to having to go other places because it's Albuquerque. So, sorry about that, Albuquerque. But
it's a brutal fucking state, man.
If you know that you're like, that place between Flagstaff and Amarillo, that's not great. Not great to be known as that. So, this here, though, this is Eunice, New Mexico. EUNICE.
Right.
Eunice, New Mexico.
Like the woman's name.
Like a woman's name. Like an older lady's name.
Right, a very elderly woman's
name. Like a woman born pre-World War II, at least. Pre-Depression, really. That's somebody's dead grandmother's name. That's my dead great-grandmother, Eunice.
Or a tortured 36-year-old, because there was a girl that was 2 years younger than me in my high school.
Named after her grandma.
Probably.
Yeah, she's like, thanks, Aunt Eunice. Perfect. So this one, though, is not near Albuquerque. It's far southeastern New Mexico, way down in the corner down there.
That's why I've seen it, right? Because we had to drive near it when we went to Texas?
It's near the Texas Panhandle. Yeah. It's up north of there, basically. Jesus. Yeah, as you go that way. It's actually north of Texas. It's North Texas, New Mexico.
Got it.
Very weird. 5 hours and 20 minutes to Albuquerque, so way away from there. 3 hours and 45 minutes to El Paso. Okay. It's actually closer to El Paso, but that's also west.
It's the other way.
It's east of El Paso, this place.
Oh, so, wow. It's over. I got it.
It's way east over there. It's strange here. And 8 hours to Flora Vista, which is episode 82, our last New Mexico episode, which is in the complete northwest corner of the state. So total opposite.
Catty corner.
It takes 8 hours to get all the way across New Mexico from corner to corner, apparently.
Fuck, that's torture.
That is rough. 8 hours of a steady grade. It just goes up steadily the whole time. Brutal. I've taken the going north of New Mexico ride. No good.
For a state... The stereotype is that Native Americans are drunks, and for the Native Americans in New Mexico are not doing anything for that stereotype because all of their guardrails in that state are fucked.
Well, I don't know if that's... Why is it the Native Americans' fault?
I'm just
Are
saying...
they the only ones putting guardrails up?
I don't think I've ever seen...
Or running into them?
Drunks, you know what I mean? I don't know how many
Hold on
sober
a sec.
people...
Ladies and gentlemen, my partner Andrew Jackson here. What the hell are you talking about? Hold on. You got to explain yourself out of this one. You just said... it's a stereotype that Indians are drunks, and it must be true because there's a lot of them there and the guardrails are messed up. That's what I heard. And I think that's probably what everyone else heard.
Basically what I was saying.
And I know that's not what you meant.
That's not what I mean.
I know that's not what you mean at all, but I know that's how it came out, and I know that's how a bunch of people heard it, and they went, oh, God.
No, it's just the guardrails are all demolished in that state, and it just driving down that freeway.
But why? Where do the Native Americans come into this?
There's a lot in New Mexico. Okay.
They're not the majority. It's not like it's 90. They must be them because they're 90%.
I'm just saying when you drive through the state, you go, Jesus, all these guardrails are fucked, and then I jump to that conclusion because I'm an asshole.
Jesus Christ. Well, it's in Lea County or Lee County, LEA. I don't know county. 88231 is the zip code, area code 575, 2.9 square miles. Motto: you can smell that Texas.
Hell yeah.
That's how that's sort of attracting people here. Smell it. History of this town, we'll go through it because there really isn't much of a history here. In 1908, a guy named J.N. Carson came down here to set up a homestead, which later became this town, which he named for his eldest daughter, who, like we said, this is a woman named, born in 1895, is named Eunice. That's exactly perfect. In the spring of 1909, though, we built a store and a post office there, and he was like, anybody? We got a post office. I'm the only one mailing shit out.
We're in now.
He goes every day to see if there's mail for him because there's nobody else there.
Right.
Just sorting. I'm sorting the mail. There's one letter.
Sorted.
Bring it home with me. Delivered.
Yeah.
I do everything. I sort, I deliver. Jesus Christ. God damn it, the lazy bastards. Someone needs to help me out with all this shit. So then people started coming. Once there's a store and a post office, it seems like, oh, you could sort of live there. You could mail a letter. You could buy something. That's all necessary here. So people started coming, and they decided to build a one-room schoolhouse. And its first year, it had 23 kids.
Yeah.
So that's not bad.
That's a big house.
So, yeah, big house, 23 kids to a classroom. That's much better than what I came up in.
It's pretty close still.
The New York 35 kids to a classroom theory. Well, not enough chairs. There's radiators to sit on the sides. That's how my high school years were.
Sit on the cubbies.
Oh, we sat on radiators there. Just not enough chairs, fuckers. Sit on the radiators. That's how it worked. So I wonder why we...
At least you got a view.
I mean, what?
I mean, on the radiator, isn't there usually a window right there?
Oh, we had windows, yeah, but that it was usually... Either it was hot.
That's the other point.
Hot, and you had to sit by the window where it's hot, or else it was cold, and these windows were built in 1945 and had no insulation, so you had to sit on a radiator while freezing cold air
blasted you in your back.
That's if the heat worked.
Yeah.
I had half the classrooms, the heat didn't work. You have to know your schedule to know when to bring your jacket to class.
What?
Yeah, my school sucked.
What kind of...
It's a shithole.
What the fuck is that?
That's New York schools, buddy. Yay.
Know your schedule.
Know when you need your parka because if it's 48 degrees in math class, it's difficult to concentrate.
Jesus.
Let me tell you something. I've seen it. I've seen my breath in math class before.
No, you have not.
Swear to God, saw my breath in math class one day when the heat didn't work for like a week.
Abuse?
I don't know.
I guess that's what they said probably too. Is this abuse? I don't
know. Whatever. They seem fine. They seem sturdy.
They showed up.
They're a sturdy lot. Look at them. They're all teenagers. It's going to be fun.
It was free. Who cares?
Yeah. They're not paying anything. What do they want? What do these little freeloaders want? Heat now? The hell out of here with that.
Learn your schedule.
Yeah,
fucker.
learn your schedule. Yeah, your parents paid $8,000 in property taxes last year for a friggin' 2-bedroom house, but still. So anyway, the schoolhouse was also a Sunday school, and the church services were held there. One-stop community center is what they did. How they did it here. There was no paved roads, which was rough, but people still came, and there was an oil field that came there. This is oil country, by the way.
Really?
It's in western. Yeah, it goes right along with West Texas. Yeah. This is oil country. Most of these people are working either in the oil industry or in an oil adjacent industry. Okay. It's not, that's all that really happens
either
here.
Digging it or refining it.
Or doing or working in an office that talks about selling it selling it or, one of those things here. So the first well that was there, the first one that was drilled was 1926. The first well that was producing was in 1928. And then a whole bunch of wells started going around there. Lots of oil field workers started coming in, and the town website is full of shit, by the way.
Yeah,
riddled with lies about their history, just riddled with them. I did the research. I looked on the town website and I got facts. Then I did other research. I'm like, everybody contradicts the town website. You're full of shit. They say that in the mid 1930s, Eunice's population shot up to 5,500, which horseshit.
Right.
Everywhere else at this point in time, I think they had, let's find out, 1930, they had 1,200 people.
Wow.
5,500, they're claiming.
4 times more?
Full of shit is what this town website. Eunice, full of shit. And smell that, Texas. Yeah. Both of them here. So they're liars. They're also behind the times, and we'll see that in a second, too. The website is about 15 years out of date.
Really?
Otherwise, yeah, it is, which is fun. We'll talk about. In 1937, their main street here had this is their website, claiming 27 cafes. 27 cafes, yeah, but it's full of shit, I think, so I'm not even going to say that. But the in the early 30s is when people started coming. The 1930 U.S. Census, which I would believe more than the town website, shows 313 people.
With 27 cafes.
With 27 and then an influx of about another 1,000 came in to work the oil fields, not another 5,000. Right. So you know how many oil fields have to spring up for 5,000 people?
5,000 people is a lot.
That's a lot of people to work. You know what I mean? So post World War II, they were booming because that's when the fuel industry really picked up. Car sales went. That's when we were like drilling like crazy.
Oh yeah.
So by 1960, there was 3,500 people here by the U.S. Census, not their stupid website. So the 60s though, there was closure of carbon black plants.
The fuck is that?
They had their carbon black industries.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, like a plant that made carbon black plants, which was so there was closure of there, and that kind of closure of some of those that dipped the population here. Okay. And the 2000s though, they opened up Urenco, which sounds like it has to do with urine, but it doesn't. URENCO, USA, uranium enrichment plant, and yeah, they opened that there.
Oh, boy.
Now, the town site talks about how it's going to be, the workers are going to be starting it within 2 years, and it was done in 2006.
Took them a minute.
That's how old the website is. They don't even say, yay, we have this now. They're like, it's getting started 15 years ago. Now, their site, this is what they claim. Eunice has a friendly small town atmosphere, great schools and churches, clear skies, mild winters, and a low cost of living. At the present time, we are in a period of sudden growth. The oil field, which is presently our main employer, is in a boom period due to the price of oil. This was in 2004, mind you, that they're talking about. Literally, all companies are in need of employees, with unemployment and the town running at 0%. Not true.
No.
At all. Not even close to true.
And the housing market is exploding. It's doing great.
It's still cheap to live there because it's a terrible place. Yeah. It's a barren wasteland.
It sounds very New Mexico. They're enriching uranium, James.
It's Amarillo minus that steak place with the old 96er or whatever that you drive by. That's what it is. It's a dump.
Yeah.
So it's known, the area is known as Nuclear Alley, which also has a waste isolation pilot plant and waste control specialist. So this place is dangerous.
Pilot plant.
Yeah.
That's the fucking test. Like,
yeah,
we're figuring out how to do this.
This is like in Vegas Vacation when they went to Cousin Eddie's house and, everybody had radiation. Right. You could cook chicken on the ground, right. Not because of the heat, but because it was irradiated. That's what's happening here.
Chicken breasts on a rock.
On a rock. Like it was a grill.
You hungry?
Yeah, you hungry? You have a grill? So on the town site, they say now, I love how on the town site, as of July 2005, they had one convenience store, 2 drinking establishments.
2.
I assume they mean
is that a bar?
A bar. One requiring membership.
Oh.
So they have one like private drinking club and then one.
You got to pay.
Yeah, I assume one is for like non-oil workers probably or something. Like, we don't want them in here. People who own the oil fields, they drink in there.
Or it's a club for like the people that are fucking radiated.
Yeah, maybe
it's those fuckers out of here.
Those mutants out of here. 9 places to dine in or carry out. So that would be 9 restaurants. Yeah. Maybe, though, who knows if one of them's a Dairy Queen. Yeah. We don't know. A bank. One bank, a discount store, a grocery store, a health clinic, an inn, and motel, insurance shop, a lumber yard, organizations, a seasonal tax office, and a towing and auto service. Ooh, it says many more businesses are popping up. Things are growing in the future, and Eunice is going to be something to behold.
No, it's not.
That was 15 years ago. Nothing to behold. Same shit. It's the same town. They're trying to keep their town nice, is what they're saying. I found these articles, and they said an oil boom usually brings a lot of traffic and all sorts of people and crime and shit like that. And but Eunice is a friendly town, is saying in this article. One Eunice resident said, "It's what I love about this town, how friendly it is. You go to the grocery store and everyone says hello, no matter if you live here or are just visiting." That sounds like a fucking nightmare. That sounds terrible. Don't talk to me, weirdo people I don't know who live in the middle of nowhere and possibly have nuclear radiation running through your veins. Leave me alone.
You have a fucking disposal pilot program.
Yeah, this is terrible.
I thought you wanted to keep your town nice.
Nope. Well, nice, but with jobs, apparently. So they said the best thing that's happened is there's a construction of a swimming pool. They said the old swimming pool, they let a giant tree grow out of the middle of it. So they eventually had to replace that because it didn't work anymore once you put a tree in it. Sounds nice. Wouldn't it be nice to have shade in here? But you got to get an umbrella. That's the thing. You can't just grow a tree out of the middle of it.
What the fuck? Is there a weed down there? I don't know. I've been trying to scoop it. It won't come out.
Just forget it. Can you get it with the
basket?
With the basket? Yeah. Can you get it?
No, it won't come out.
Hey, well, the net won't get it. I don't know.
I run it over. It stays right there.
Damn leaves. Eunice High School, the baseball team, has produced 17 state championships, which is incredible for some little weird. It's got to be the nuclear radio. It's got to be. They have to be radiated super.
Yeah.
It's like a comic book origin story of a superhero baseball team or villains, maybe. I don't know. It's their 5th in the nation with the most state championships for high school baseball. Fifth.
Wow.
Everybody. Yeah. Crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. I found reviews. I couldn't find a review of Eunice because it's small, but I found a review of a nearby town that's 20 minutes away. I feel like probably sums it up. It's Hobbs. It's a 2-star review, and it said, living in Hobbs was rough. The economy relies solely on the oil field. The only thing kids find interest in are drugs and partying. I lived there my entire life, and after 18 years was happy to get out. The town is growing, but it still isn't a town I would feel safe or happy to live in. Depressing is what it sounds like. You go there, you work the fields. It's not something where you're like, I'm going to move my whole family here. I mean, maybe some people enjoy it, but I don't know how you would enjoy living in the flat, barren oil fields in southeastern New Mexico.
How bad's the town got to be that you move out and then you still write a shit review?
That's
of it?
It's so bad. I gotta leave it behind.
You can't even just forget about it.
Albuquerque, Santa Fe, those towns, they're beautiful, and it's still shit.
Can be.
They're still shit, and it's gorgeous. Can you imagine what flat desert is? It's terrible. So population these days 3,065 people here, up 15% since 1990. Okay. So the town website's still trying to live up. They still got 2,500 more people to get to their mid-30s estimate here. Yeah. Female population is actually average. It's a little over half, which is weird for an oil field town. Right. It's not, usually that's different, but the age is a little younger, which is normal for that. It's 32.8 is the median age here. 10 to 14-year-olds, that age group is like double. I don't know what happened. I assume nuclear
radiation.
And that's right when it went in there, too.
Oh, yeah.
So, 10 to 14. So
people are fertile
as shit. Yeah, spitting them out. 35 to 44-year-old is also high. I assume that's their parents. So there's a lot of that going on. Oil workers and their kids, radiation. Well, who knows? Married population's a little bit higher, which is also odd for an oil town. So it's like if you moved to work the fields, you'd live in Hobbs if you were single, but if you have a family, you live in Eunice. Okay. It seems like it's like the town, the family town of the oil lands.
The muck land.
I don't know what else to call the muck land. The divorce rate's high here also, though, because
because the women came up pregnant and the guy didn't even fuck her. He's like, well, what the hell is this?
Plus, when you turn green and bash the house down with your bare hands, I feel like you're, you know what I mean? It'll ruin a marriage when you do shit like that from all the radiation. Widow rate's low, though, which is nobody's dying in the oil fields, apparently, or an average amount of people, I guess. I don't know. Single with children is a lot. They're 27% of the population. Okay. So that's their high divorce rate. Race of this town is 47% white. So low white in this town. It's normally about 61.5%. 0.0% black. 0.0% Asian. Yeah. Native American 0.2%. So there goes your
interesting.
Horrible racist theory down the drain there.
But this is the South.
And 52.4% Hispanic. So
interesting.
White dudes and Mexican dudes. That's who lives here, and ladies, because it's half and half. 56.7% of the people here are religious, which is weird for kind of a barren, weird. It's the family town though. It's different. 22% are Baptist. But there's a lot, which sounds strange, but there's a lot of people from Louisiana and Texas that move here.
Is there?
Oil field people, that move there for oil jobs. A lot of people move there from there. So that's where the Baptists come from. And then 16.5% Catholic, because obviously Hispanic and Catholic go together like, I don't know. Peanut butter and jelly, I guess. There you go.
Sopapillas and honey.
It's something. 1.5% Mormon. They're like, maybe. We're
thinking about it.
Putting feelers down there. We'll see.
See how the guardrails are down here.
We're not sure. 0.0% Jewish, 0.0% Muslim. And in this town, politically, in the last election, 22% of the people voted Democrat, 70% Republican. So it's a pretty conservative little area. Yeah, okay. It's a religious family,
leaning on Texas,
and also, they're also people who are employed with the oil industry. And one party, this isn't political, but one party is a little more enthusiastic about the oil industry than another. That's all I'm saying. So you might vote for that party if your job depends on it, and whatever. So again, not political, just common sense.
Tend to root on that.
That's how it is. Median household income, because of the oil fields, is actually high here. Normally it's about $57,000. Here it is $61,600.
That's
so
great.
The oil field jobs pay well. That's why people will move to a barren shithole like this. The mining jobs, normally in the country, it's sorry.
Just the absolute ease with which you call this place a barren shithole. It's almost as if you've been to New Mexico,
a couple of times. Almost like I've driven through this country before. And I have a few times, and it's not great. You go, is there anything? When is something going to happen? There's nothing here.
If ever barren shithole has ever been an apropos name,
it's perfect.
They should have just called some towns in New Mexico that.
And West Texas too.
They could call it North Barren Shithole.
Northwest Barren Shithole works perfect. It's per East Barron shithole. Normally the mining jobs are 0.6%. Here they're 20%. So that's the jobs. And there's also more construction than normal here and that sort of thing. No manufacturing or very little manufacturing. A lot of like wholesale trading. So that's like the, commodities people, I assume they're selling oil and figuring out what they have there. I'm not sure exactly how that works. Yeah. I know nothing about oil, but I assume you have to sell it at some point to somebody.
I imagine that's the whole point of digging it up.
That would be the thing there. So cost of living here, 100 regular average par. Here it is 79.
Oh.
So it's a low cost of living and a high.
Lots of money.
So that's why you can live there. Housing is a 56. Median home cost $104,000.
That's almost free.
So if you can make 60 grand a year in a $100,000 house, it's pretty damn good.
You can get life together.
You can get it all together. Most of the houses here, the majority fall between like 60 and 150,000 bucks. That's where most of them are worth in that range. It is voted, or I don't know how they do this. It's said to be on DodgeGlobe.com. It is the number 33 most affordable small town in the U.S.
Number 33.
Number 33. I don't know how they rank that, but whatever. And if we've convinced you that this barren shithole is for you, we have for you the Eunice, New Mexico Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for about $942, which is high based on the housing, but I think that's because you're going to have transient people coming in soon and leasing. More rental than buying.
Not necessarily transient.
Well,
that's the word.
Yeah,
it just sounds
they've just
horrible.
Transitioned it to another thing now. I found a 5-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,865 square foot house here for $145,000, which is pretty cheap and it's well put together. Looks like a decent house. Found a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,100 square foot house. Very nice. Like I said, it seems sort of up to date in the last 20 years anyway. $157,000 for it though. Not bad. And then I found, if you want, maybe you're an investor, I found an apartment complex thing. It's 3 units all attached, all 2-bedroom, 2-bath, with updates and granite countertops and all this shit. $420,000
to own all 3.
To own all 3, the whole thing.
How
So there you go. I don't know. Invest in Eunice. Make some money. Things to do. Holy shit. The 85th annual Lea County Fair and Rodeo.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Saddle them up. Everything there. They have local team roping.
All right.
Locals that get together in teams and rope. Barrel races.
Yeah.
Which,
That's where you ride horses around barrels.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
I thought it's where you put suspenders in the barrels and ran in them. No? Okay. I literally thought that's what it was. Because it makes sense with the other stuff.
Yeah.
Mutton busting.
Yeah, that's the kids.
Is that what that is?
That's kids.
That's kids torturing animals? What is that?
Yes.
Kids fucking with animals?
And that's actually probably what it really is, because they're roping. They're probably not very good at it. They're learning.
They're just hanging these for
They're choking out a goat or two. That's what that shit is.
Jesus. Stick horse race.
Okay.
Literally, I saw a picture. It's children with sticks with a horse head on it racing each other.
That's the ones that next year they'll be mutton busted.
Yeah. I want there's one adult that entered into that, just knocking all the other kids over, spiking his fucking stick horse down at the end, being like, yeah, motherfucker. What? Standing over the corpse of some child. Ow. Stick coming out of his ass, and you're just standing over him. Yeah.
Just shit talking.
Take that.
Face.
And also, finally, the main event here, the 59th annual Fiddlers Contest.
Oh, boy.
Get your fiddle and come on down. Bing, diddling, ding, 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 do. We're going to have a moonshine jug
moonshine jug band
jug band contest after that. Fiddlers, though, that takes talent, though. That's like playing the violin. It's fucking hard. But that's really hard. You're just using their talent for evil.
If you're good at it.
That's the thing. I don't know in this contest how many good at it there's going to be.
There's only 3,000 people here, for Christ's sake.
And Cody Johnson.
Oh.
Do you know who he is? He's apparently a country singer who, and I don't mean this, there's nothing wrong with it. He looks like a super gay cowboy in his picture. He looks like he's got a smile on his face, like, what's in these jeans.
So he's probably won a Grammy.
He looks, but he's like in a cowboy outfit, but he's very, I think it's the look he's going for. That's what I mean. It's fine. Do whatever you want. I just mean he's not trying to look tough is what I mean.
Is he a local or
he's
did
not
they book him?
Like I'm a cowboy.
Right.
He's not like that. I don't know.
He's not Jamie Johnson.
Cost $10 to see him, so I don't know what it is here. Also, the 27th annual United Way Chili Festival. It's for a good cause, but I don't care if it's to raise money to get kids on drugs. I want chili. I'll go there. I fucking love chili.
Let's go chili.
I'm into it. Jesus Christ.
Is it CHILI?
It's chili. It's a chili festival. Right. Yeah, it's
because it's New Mexico. Yeah. It could be a chili peppers.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
This is big things of chili. I saw cheese on them and everything. I was like, that looks good.
I wonder what these fuckers are growing in that ground.
This is what there is to do there, by the way, for a teenager. I found a news report, this is from 6 months ago, not 1965, that a high school was forced to delay classes after vandals slipped into the campus here. This is the Hobbs News Sun. Yeah. Got this. Slipped onto the campus and poured vegetable oil all throughout the hallways. Slicking the whole hallways. The surveillance cameras got 6 people wearing black clothing and hoodies. They came in full ninja like they're robbing a casino in a heist movie to pour vegetable oil on the floors.
Somebody see if they've been pouring that shit on the freeways. They may have been hitting guardrails.
That's what it is. These guys. So it's nobody's fault. No arrests made as of yet, they said. So there's that.
They couldn't catch them?
Couldn't catch them. Too slick. They got away.
You son of a bitch.
Fuck.
They're slippery.
I won't be able to sleep tonight after that. That was terrible. Property car crime in this town. What we're interested in. Property crime, little low, maybe 10% under the normal here. Violent crime, though, murder, rape, robbery, and, of course, assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime is low. It's only, it's about half the average, maybe a little over half the average. So it's a low, kind of a safe area. People come in and out, but it's families in this area. It's kind of a safe place. But speaking of safe, let's talk about a murder.
Okay.
What do you say?
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked, God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back.
Do it.
That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your
all different.
Multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure, yeah.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Third Love.
Thirdlove.com?
That's right. Support for today's show does come from Third Love with more than 80 sizes, including their signature half-cup sizes. Third Love design bras with breast shape and size in mind for a perfect fit and a premium feel. These are awesome bras. Obviously, let's be honest here. Jimmy and I don't wear these bras. We don't. I mean, maybe as we get older, we might need one. But for right now, we're doing pretty okay.
I'm all right.
We don't need bras, but these bras, Sarah, my wife, Emily, your girlfriend,
Emily loves it.
They love these bras. I'm telling you right now, Sarah literally threw out all the rest of her bras and replaced them with Third Love because she said she can't put another bra on after having the Third Love bra.
They're so comfortable.
That's how comfortable they are. She said they're not hot. Right. It doesn't stab her or crunch her.
And they look great.
They do look. They look nice. I got to say. That's the only thing I can tell. The only judgment I can make on it is that it's a fine looking bra, but comfort and ease, and they're just wonderful. I can't tell you. I've heard a million, and our listeners too. They send us messages. Thank you for the Third Love code because these bras are amazing. It's unbelievable. So you need to get yours right now. This is hands down the most comfortable bra you'll ever own, with straps that won't slip and tagless labels. Not to mention lightweight, super thin memory foam cups that mold to your shape. Your shape. Best of all, every customer has 60 days to wear it, wash it, and put it to the test. Make sure it works for you. And if you don't love it, you know what you can do? You can return it. Third Love will wash it and donate it to a woman in need.
There you go.
Fantastic product, fantastic company. Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Just go to thirdlove.com/town to get find your perfect fitting bra, and you'll get 15% off your first purchase. You can't beat that. That's thirdlove.com/town for 15% off today.
And now back to the show.
Because I got one.
Oh.
We have a murder here. Let's talk about it. Let's go back in time for a minute here. That's not where the case is, but to start the case off, we need to go back in time and to talk about it. We're flying back in time.
Yeah.
This is going way back. Clock spinning. We're going to go from color to black and white. Put it that way.
New Mexico's going to look the same.
And we're going to go, hey, Eunice looks exactly the same.
Nothing's changed.
There's less radiation, but still just oil and flatness.
Yeah.
So, it's 1961 we're going back to. So, John Kennedy is president.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is the era we're in here. This is to put it in perspective, 61, Charles Allen Motes. Talk about him, M-O-T-E-S. Charles Allen Motes marries a young lady named Stella Kayleen Henderson. Okay, they get married in 1961. They're kind of small town people. Stella, from what I could gather here, grew up. I know she's from Texas, and she grew up on a farm. From what I could see, seems to have about, I think, 5 brothers and sisters, and her father is a farmer, so I assume that they probably grew up on a farm. It's not usually a 9-to-5 occupation if you're a lifelong farmer.
Yeah,
most of the time. So he's a farmer. So I believe she grows up on a farm in a small town in Texas here.
Okay.
So probably gets married to get off the farm. I either have to get up at 4 and milk the cows, or I can marry this dildo. I'm out. Have a good one, everybody. Thank you. But I don't give a shit what he does or where he is or who he is. That's the thing that sucks is like back then, women would just screw their lives just to get out of their house because they were so. There wasn't like they couldn't just be like, I'm going to go move in with a couple of my friends, and like that wasn't okay back then.
Figure it out somehow.
I'll figure it out. Maybe I have to live in the dorm, and then I'll go over here.
Maybe I'll meet a guy.
Yeah,
who knows?
It wasn't that. It was if you weren't going to college, if that wasn't your path, and it's not everybody's path, then you wanted to get married because otherwise you'd sit in your goddamn house and hear your mother ask why you're not married yet, why she doesn't have any grandkids. You're 19. I should have at least 2 grandkids by now. This is ridiculous. So that's tough, and we've seen that in a few of our stories with these women who just would get married back then just to get out of the house. Which is you don't hear that as much now. You don't hear people get married to get. They'll move in with a guy to get out of the house, but you can get out of that. That's not legal anyway. Luckily, but
I mean, you can at most the most legality is that you got to pay a broken lease.
That's it. Yeah, you're gonna have to some charge from a apartment complex on your credit. That's about it there. So
at least there's no divorce.
There's no divorce, or you're less likely, I guess, especially back then. As soon as they got married, they'd start having kids too. So then you're really trapped. Now you're married just to get off the farm. Now you have 3 kids that you're trying to deal with, and it's tough, man. It was a tough time for women back then with in the cheer up bitch era, as we like to call it on this show, when they would not exactly take anything seriously that was wrong. Just, I don't know, cheer up, bitch.
Your grievances were not heard.
Not heard, we'll say. Postpartum, that's where that kid just cheer up, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. Lighten the fuck up. How are you going to do all that house cleaning with that attitude? That was like a doctor though back then. It's literally like, well, you're not going to get the dishes done like that. Here's some speed. Go home. You'll feel better. And they would do that.
Whining. You sound like a real bitch.
Let me get you some diet pills. Might be your fat ass is making you be in this bad mood.
Yeah, it's
is that
slowing
possible?
you down.
Slowing you down. You're not. Yeah, here you go. You'll be skinnier. Your husband will like you better.
Right.
Your house will be cleaner. And that was your doctor back then.
The problem is that you take those pills, then you get hotter, and then he wants to fuck you, and then now you got another goddamn kid.
Now you have more kids. Yeah. You looked good, and you had enough time to get ready and have the house clean, and he got all excited about it. It's not great. Stop. So tough times back then, and it's better that it's not like that now. I'd say that's not great.
It's still not great.
No.
But we're working on it.
That's way worse.
Made a few improvements.
Yeah, your doctor wouldn't tell you to cheer up, bitch, I don't think now. So Charles seems to have, from what I could gather from him, spent time in both Texas and New Mexico. Seems like his family's from Texas, but he moves to New Mexico on his own at an early age.
West Texas or like San Antonio?
West Texas. Okay. And nobody lives in Dallas or like Houston. This is all like towns I've never heard of in Texas. Everybody lives in. They're all weird places,
like Ortez or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
We'll talk about one of these
Texas
towns.
Is the weirdest fucking place.
It's a weird place.
Strange names for shit. Like they just drop letters for no reason. Like Ortez. I guarantee you that's something in Texas.
Oh yeah.
It makes no sense.
Nope. Just
Ormel. What? What are we here for?
Just doing like canned goods.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just picking things.
Salsa brands and shit.
Just putting an O in front of words.
Putting O in, that's perfect.
Oddest.
So, you know how it is. So he spends time in Texas and New Mexico. I feel like his family's there. We'll talk about a small Texas town a little later that comes into play here. He is a blue collar guy. He's a heavy equipment operator on construction sites, shit like that. Okay. So, just blue collar dude. And, she's comes from a blue collar family. They're farmers and her brothers too are all like, a mechanic or they're all like mechanics and
hardworking sons of bitches.
People who work with their hands. Yeah. They're all dirty-handed guys. Right. Yeah, that's how it's
people with a trade.
That's a tradesman. Yeah. There you go, tradesman. And I feel like maybe she saw that in him. Oh, look, it's like my family and, hardworking dude, that sort of thing. So they get married. From what I understand and everything I could gather, I believe they have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. There might be more, but I know of 2 girls and a boy. Okay. So that's what I gather. They have 3 children, and life goes pretty quiet for them. They live around New Mexico, a couple different places.
This is 61.
This is 61. They got married, and then all through the 60s, they have children, and they, like I said, they live in southeastern New Mexico, kind of bouncing around this town, that town. But it seems to be a decent marriage. There's no complaints. There's no domestic violence that's out in the open anyway. The cops have never been called to the house. The kids weren't horribly abused. It just seems like a normal family of 5, your standard fare family of 5 here.
Got it.
The only thing I could find on any of these people is 1977. I found that Charles, at 35 years old, he lived in Alamogordo at the time. Alamogordo. That's where they lived for a while, the two of them.
I think that's Texas, right?
No, that is New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Yeah, that's New Mexico.
Alamogordo?
Alamogordo is New Mexico, I know.
I know. I've seen the fucking sign.
Yeah, it sounds like it should be Texas, but I know it's in New Mexico. I'm sure it's basically, this is Texas, New Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what you could cut off that whole.
This is Texaco.
Texaco, New Texaco.
Right.
Yeah. You could slice off. You could slice off that whole corner, like a third of the state, that southeastern corner, and give it to Texas, and it would make sense.
Right.
It would make sense. Yeah. At that point, Charles was arrested on charges of speeding and a DUI or DWI at the time.
At 35,
at 35 years old.
Life.
So 35. He's going a little fast on probably who the shit knows, some empty road somewhere, and gets charged with a DUI or DWI. So. There was that. Bond got set at $300. I mean, it was and this was in 1977. Okay. Let's face it.
He had to be super shit-faced.
You had to be tanked to not just be like,
shit.
In 1977, they'd be like, think you can make it home? Right. That would be like, you been drinking tonight, sir? Yeah, I had a few. Think you can make it home? No.
As soon as I get off this guardrail.
As soon as can you pry my fender off that guardrail? And then I think I can make it. I think I can do it after that. And if not, they'd be like, you want to follow me? Or they'd follow you. Like,
you want to ride?
Yeah, they would do that back then. They would fucking follow a guy.
Absolutely.
You look a little, I'll follow you home.
I'll stay right on your bumper.
I'll watch you careen into a tree.
I'll watch you kill a whole family.
I'll watch you kill a bus full of nuns. No problem. Yeah, plow right into them. Just really get them good.
In tanks. Cars were fucking tanks.
Giant 1977 giant tank.
Shit.
12,000-pound missile. No, just go.
Let's get you home quick. Just go real fast. Get you off the road as fast as possible.
That's the thing. We want to get you off the streets. So make it fast. If you're slow, people can run out in front of you. If you're going fast, they'll know to stay away. That's how it works. This is the way you could tell everyone you were drunk back then. That was the polite thing to do. You drive 80 miles an hour through town. People go, he's drunk, run. And that way they all know. Otherwise, if you're just going 35, they think you're normal. They get in your way. You hit them because you're drunk.
My sergeant might get mad if I don't arrest you. So tell you what, we'll both drive with our lights off so that nobody sees us.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, we'll all be quiet.
Get the fuck out of here. Let's go.
How about this? Now, if I would, my sergeant, I'd get in trouble. But how about this? Hold on. Give me about 5. I'm going to have a 6-pack in my car. That way I'll have an excuse. I'll be like, well, I couldn't be a hypocrite. I was just as shit-faced as he was. That way I won't get in trouble. So
better idea. Your car is it doesn't look road. What if you've been drinking? Why don't you drive my car? I'll take yours.
I'll take this one. You grab my car. Just don't touch the shotgun up front and try not to dick with the sirens. It's the middle of the night. All right.
And if anybody calls, don't answer.
Don't answer. Just
ready? Let's
ignore it. Just mumble, go, yes, it'll break stuff out, and then hang up.
That's what it sounds like.
They'll think it's a bad signal, and they'll just call back later. It's fine. So, Jesus Christ. Yeah, you really had to be tanked, though, in 1977 to get a DWI. So, March of 1993, though, so they're married now from 61 to 1993, so that's 32 years. They have some kids. They move around New Mexico. Yeah. All of this. In 1993, Charles is, he's going to be 60. Okay. So, I mean, or I'm sorry, he's 52 at this point, 51. So, I don't know what ends up happening, but there's trouble in the marriage in the last few years. Mm-hmm. And this happens with a lot of people. You see it a lot when their kids move out and they don't know how to deal with each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's what, if they have 3 kids.
Both had jobs to do at home.
Yeah, and they
now
raise them.
No jobs.
Yeah, they
fucking put up with you.
And now they have to stare at each other at night, and they realize, all we know how to do together is make sure the kids don't die.
Right.
We don't have any interpersonal, we don't have anything
when
going.
When we were younger, we made kids together.
Yeah.
We did that great.
And then so that's what happens, I think. So I feel like maybe that's what happened. But either way, in March of 1993, Stella files for divorce, and they end up divorcing here in 1993. 93. So whatever happens, it didn't work out, which has to be hard after 32 years.
My God, in your 50s?
To think, wow.
Jesus.
I mean, that just has to be rough to start over. A lot of people do it, but it has to be a tough feeling of, okay, you know that gather yourself thing that you have to do? To do that in your 50s of I have to start over, I have to go start dating now?
I'm going to try to find companionship.
Yeah, I haven't been looking 30-something years has been since the last time.
Somebody's going to look at a 50-year-old naked me at some point. This is not good.
The last time I went out on a date, I had a beehive hairdo, and the fucking Beatles weren't out yet. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the last time. Right. Literally, John Kennedy was president the last time I was on a date. And
now I'm going to have to go out on in 93?
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
In 93. Think about that. Wu-Tang is out now. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. She went from Kennedy as president to Wu-Tang being out with this man. It's a long stretch.
From Kennedy to Tupac.
It's a long one. That's a big one here. So that's how it works here. So they get a divorce. She, like I said, files for the divorce. And she ends up, through the divorce and everything else, she ends up maintaining ownership of the home they lived in.
Okay.
So it's her house, but he just won't leave.
What?
Charles just refuses to leave.
What the fuck?
I don't know how that works.
No.
It's a divorce.
You get the fuck out.
She got the house in the divorce. You have to go now. You can't stay. And he just went, no, I'm going to stay right here.
Yeah.
She went, yeah, but I'd like you to leave. I want to start my life. And he went,
understand I filed divorce.
No, I'm putting something on TV. I'll be fine. And she just, all right.
What?
Literally was like, all right, I guess that's that.
She could call the cops.
Nope.
No.
I feel like Stella she comes from a different time and era. Texas, a farm in Texas, growing up in the 40s and 50s on a farm in Texas. Right. I don't feel like it taught women to assert themselves in their marriages probably that much. Yeah. Sometimes maybe, but I don't think that was probably something that was really ingrained in her. Yeah. I feel like to not be walked all over. Right. You're getting used here. Yeah. Bad. Oh, yeah. And you're fucking almost, this is like
right in your face.
You're almost liking it.
Right.
This is like a fucking Bill Withers song. This is not okay.
Jesus, what?
Do you not know that reference?
No, I don't know the reference, but I know who Bill Withers is.
He's got the
Try a Little Tenderness. That's him, right?
No.
Isn't that him? Who is that? Or is he Ain't No Sunshine?
Ain't No Sunshine.
That's him,
no Sunshine. And Lovely Day.
Yeah.
And Use Me, which is a fucking great song.
I don't know it. God damn it. I know Bill Withers and I don't know that song.
Are you kidding me?
Not in the, it's not in my head right now.
Goddamn song. You know where they play it, where you might hear it?
Yeah.
Episode 1 of The Wire in the goddamn strip club when D'Angelo gets out of fucking jail and goes and talks that's what's playing.
Okay.
That's what's playing.
I'll watch it.
God.
For Bill Withers.
I've got to spread the news, Jimmy. It feels this good getting used.
Okay. I'm in. I'm
keep
listening.
On using me.
Wait
for it until you use me up. Come on, Jimmy. Damn it. You don't know the fucking...
I don't know that song.
No, you don't know it. You jumped in on the...
I stepped on the
groove,
hook.
on my groove down here. That's right.
Who, Jesus. Isn't that who sings fucking Try a Little Tenderness? Isn't that Bill Withers?
I don't know if he sings that. It's Ain't No Sunshine, though. He's that guy.
I know what he looks like.
Oh, he's the greatest.
He's great.
Oh, he's
amazing
the
singer.
Shit. No, he's amazing. But Charles, on the other hand, Stella's just keep on using.
Yeah,
she's okay with it.
He's not going to be okay with it using her in a minute when she comes home with the dude and is taking pipe.
Well, this is what ends up happening. The daughter said, quote, he would not move out, so she left. Huh? She got the house in the divorce, and she just leaves. She just he just says, nope, I'm not leaving. And rather than fight for it, she just says, I'll just move out then. I'll just leave.
But she owns it.
Yeah. But now she has to go leave.
She should fucking sell it right up underneath.
Right. Something.
How about you just call
the goddamn cops and go, this is my house. I don't want him in it anymore.
Be the winner of this.
Instead, she moves to Texas to live with her daughter. Rather than have her own home to start her life over in a town that she's been living in and everything, she has to move to, and this Level Land, Texas.
Jesus.
You think there's a hill in that? It's called Level Land. That's how boring it is. Someone said, what do we call it? Well, shit's pretty level. That's all there is here is flatness. So it's either Flatness, Texas, or Level Land. What do you say? Sounds like an amusement park. Level Land. There's just levels everywhere.
Yeah, every time you say Level Land, I see Legoland.
It sounds fun, right?
Sounds great.
I see like these levels that you get on and ride, like a big Ferris wheel. I don't know. It sounds like a good time.
There's all kinds of different levels everywhere.
Skip around. Wee. It's level 5. Yay. Yay. Come on, kids. Level 5. It sounds great, but it's Level Land, Texas. So that's where she moved rather than her own home to live with her daughter. So now she's got to live with her goddamn daughter, who, by the way, she also named Stella.
I know.
So they have a junior daughter. They have a son named Charles. The middle names are different, though.
Okay.
The mother is Stella Kayleen. The daughter is Stella Ann. So, and the father is Charles Allen, and the son is Charles Joseph, maybe something, but not Charles Allen.
CJ.
Either way, not they don't junior up.
Okay,
which is good,
close
as we
enough.
know from Crime and Sports here. So yeah, that's June 1993. She moves in with her daughter. So for 3 months, they fought it out over the house. They lived together after they divorced, and then finally she gave up and left.
Okay.
So that's how that works. June 26th, 1993. Okay. He's still living in the house in Eunice, Charles is. Stella is living in Level Land, Texas. Just, she can see clear to the other side of everything.
She can see her house from there.
She can see Japan from there.
Right.
It's just look west. So, but the next day, on June 27th, apparently, Charles and Stella both have appointments to go get dental work done in Juarez. Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this is, if you live outside the country, outside of the United States, this is what people with no insurance do.
Right.
When they have to do shit, they go to fucking Mexico to get health care and to get dental care because that's all they can afford. And, so, as you can imagine, the standards aren't exactly the same there. And, I mean, whatever, but
he's using picks on your teeth. He just used on the last 27 people.
Yeah, it's not the same standards and inspection processes and shit in Mexico, because I saw a expose on that whole thing once, and I was like, oh God, you don't want to go down there.
You'll wind up with Hep C tomorrow.
Yeah, especially on the border, because they know people are coming down there, so that's they're just pumping stuff out just to make the money. It's tough. So they go down there. They're supposed to go down there. So on June 26th, it's a Saturday, Stella travels from Texas to Eunice and spends the night at she's supposed to come spend the night at the house with Charles, and then the next morning they go down to Juarez and get some dental work done. Okay, so that's how that's supposed to go. Now, this is all planned. Now, ahead of time, before she's supposed to get there, Charles is at home, and their son lives with Charles. So that's, I guess, part of the deal is Charles gets to stay there too. So Charles, the father tells the son, make yourself fucking scarce tonight.
Yeah.
Don't come home tonight.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Don't come home. Your mom's coming.
Right.
I'm going to bang her out real good.
All right.
You know what I mean? He doesn't say that, but
I'm going to tie on the doorknob.
I'm going to give it to mama real good over here. So, you better get a hotel. These thin walls will not hold our passion, is what I'm saying. They're not going to hold the passion that I have inside of me. It's big. I got a big passion. Charles is actually the father, Charles Sr. here.
I got about 6.5 inches of passion. I'm going to give you mama.
I got 3 thick inches of passion. Let me tell you something. He's about 5'4".
Oh, really?
He's a tiny guy, Charles. Okay. Yeah, he's a small dude. So, he's like, I'm a small guy, but my passion, I'll tell you.
Throbbing ass passion.
You're going to hear it from your room. Let's just say that. So you want to get the hell out of here. Sleep somewhere else. So,
not from your mother, by the way. From me. I'm a screamer.
Yeah, it's
I make a lot of noise.
I do. It's a lot. Grunts, screams. I yell out racial slurs, things like that. No reason, but it makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
God, Jesus. I can't come without it. What do you want from me?
What do you want from me?
It's my fault. It's in me.
There's none of them here. They can't hear me. What do you care?
Blame my dad.
Hey, what do you want? I love how he went from a hillbilly to, hey, I don't know, fucking guy.
The most racist, awful shit ever.
I'm going to bang her out good, say the M word a few times, and then you can come back in the morning, all right? All right, get the fuck out of here.
Here's $30.
Stella, make me some fucking linguine. So,
stay at that inn, would you?
Stay at that inn, the one inn. Well, actually, at this point, I don't even know if there is an inn because he has to drive to Hobbs to go to a hotel.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if there's any inns here in 1993.
Or the inn might be just sold out.
It might be sold out. Both rooms might be taken. So who knows?
Right.
Because it's just some guy's house. He just puts a sign out that says inn. A cardboard sign, handwritten.
Well, I-N.
Well, my kids are both left.
Right.
They both got older, so you could use their rooms.
Their rooms.
One of them has a race car bed. That one's extra. That room's extra because it's pretty festive. You're going to want to go vroom, vroom around. And you know how it is. So if $5 extra, no big deal. So
it's got Disney sheets.
It's got Disney sheets. So
that's trademarks. I got to pay extra.
You know how that goes. Got them Little Mermaid sheets. Because it's 1993.
Cars, okay.
I was going to say Toy Story, then I'm like, it's 93. There's no Toy Story yet. So, we'll go with Little Mermaid. I think that's 89.
I think so.
So, Charles Jr. here, they're not senior, junior, but for purposes of sanity.
The son is junior.
So, Junior drives by Senior's house at about 9 p.m. And sees his mother's car parked on the street. And he's like, oh, shit has begun.
Yeah.
The parade has left the barn or wherever the hell a parade starts. Right. The first baton has been tossed into the air. I better keep on going.
Yeah.
So he does. Now, so that's 9 o'clock. So then about 12:10 a.m., so after midnight, so Stella has arrived in Eunice. We know that. She's at the house. The car's there. About 12:10 a.m. at midnight, the Stella Jr.,
right,
again,
the daughter,
daughter Stella, who lives in Levelland and is still in Levelland, gets a call from her father. Now, he's breathless.
At midnight?
At 12:10 a.m.
Oh, boy.
He's all distraught and disheveled and seems like something's wrong, basically. Okay. And he tells her in a fit of, I can't believe your mother, basically, tells her that your mom's not here anymore, and she came, and we've, same shit with your mother. We're fighting all the time, and she left. She's gone. She took off. She packed her bags that she brought here and took off, went to Arizona with a, quote, lady trucker.
Oh.
So I don't know where the fuck Stella, he says.
Hitchhiking or like that's her lover?
A lady trucker came and got her, and she had her bags packed and fucking jumped on in the big rig, and they're headed to the Arizona now. That's what he tells Stella Jr. So, God damn it, fucking lady trucker. So I'm like, a lady trucker? I know there's lady truckers, but it's just funny that the way he put it, that's the exact verbiage he used, lady trucker.
Lady trucker, the only ones I see are the ones from Big Top Pee-wee.
I was going to say, I see Pee. Tell him Large Marge sent you. That's what I see, too.
It's the only one I see.
That's it. Or the one in Seinfeld, there was a lady trucker at one point that Kramer was in the truck with, but never mind that shit.
Did she look like her?
No, she didn't at all. She had like long curly hair, and
blonde.
She was younger. And Kramer wanted to bang her. So,
okay. There you go.
So, lady trucker at midnight. How big of a fight do you have to say, first of all, to keep this dental appointment, even though you hate this guy and he stole your house and everything else, she goes with the flow pretty much. How much did she have to be pissed off to leave at midnight with a lady trucker to blow the whole gig? You know what I'm saying? He's left her car behind and everything.
She can't go to sleep and just sleep it off and be like, fuck it, I'll leave in the morning.
No, she's got to call.
She's got to leave now.
She's got to call Eunice, the lady trucker, have her come pick her up. So, now the daughter said that she had a general feeling that something was wrong here because it's just not normal for her mom to run off, and her dad was all, in a huff, and the whole thing just seemed abnormal and odd. And for them, though, as their kid, they have to think at this point, though, the behavior that they've had the last few years is aberrant to them. Like, we moved out, now mom and dad are fighting all the time. Now they're getting divorced. Like, if your parents are together for 30 years and they get a divorce, that's weird.
It is.
It's like, are they both crazy? Or like, you think that they both lost their goddamn minds, or they're having some sort of, post-midlife crisis or some weird shit like that.
Or they just did it for the kids, you know what I mean? Like, they wanted out a long time ago, but they just wanted to get the kids out. But if you stick around that long, the kids are long gone and grown.
Yeah, they're long gone.
Yeah.
They're long gone.
Should have dipped when they were 19.
Yeah, I feel like after that, it's financial.
Right.
Like, well, we both got our 401ks, and I cashed mine out to pay for that, so you're not going to just take yours now, because, that works, so I get part of that. Yeah, I feel like that's how it is. People get so entangled and entwined.
And then you stick in a relationship just hating everybody. Not even just yourself and your marriage and your wife.
Oh, everybody.
Yeah, everybody suffers. Yeah. An angry dude is the worst fucking the worst thing on earth.
Yeah, you don't want
an angry dude that's been married for too long that should have gotten a divorce.
Yeah.
Good grief, an angry dude.
The only thing more angry is a dude who no one will fuck. That's the only angrier guy is that guy.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
That is funny.
We're a picky group.
Here we are.
A little too much. I need it. A little too much. Back it off a little. I'm going to get very angry. It's so weird. The hell is wrong with us?
We are just disasters.
We're a messed up, Jesus Christ, messed up species, man.
It's horrible.
Fuck. So the son here, Chuck Jr. here, he goes to Hobbs to check into a motel. I guess I'm going to a motel for the night. Hey, I got to check in. My dad's giving it to my ma. You know what I mean? Yeah. But there's no vacancies there. Oh, no. This is it's a Saturday night, so I mean, whatever. But I want to, you know what? I'm going to turn that 3-bedroom real estate report 3-apartment house thing into a hotel, damn it, because this is a booming business going on here. So no vacancies, so he returns to Eunice. He says when he returned that his mother's car parked on the street still. So that was that. So somehow he finds a place to stay in town in Eunice that night. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't go home though.
Airbnb it or some shit.
You know how it goes. He just got on his phone in 93 and was like, yeah, Airbnb.
This is going to be huge one day.
Airbnb would be knocking on someone's door and go, my car broke down out there. Can I come in and use your phone?
Sleep on your couch.
Can I sleep on the couch, please? So now Charles arrives in the morning. He comes at like 5 a.m. though, because he's like, been wandering around all night.
It was checkout time.
It was checkout time at my friend's couch, so I had to be here.
They all had to go to work.
Everyone goes to the oil fields early, so you know how it goes. So he gets there. And his dad says, oh, yeah, your mom called before, and I'm on the phone with her right now. He says, too. I'm on the phone with her. He says to the son, she is in Arizona with the lady trucker. They're at a truck stop eating breakfast right now. So she stopped in to call me and let me know that they got there safe. So, yeah, your mother's in Arizona, and she's having 2 eggs over easy with some hash browns and sausage. So, Jesus Christ. So that fuck me. The next morning here, the one thing is the mother's car is not in the front yard. It's not out front anymore. Okay. So Chuck's like, where's mom's car? And the car was in the backyard now. Now the car's in the backyard, not the front, not out in front of the house, and his mother's not there. Mm-hmm. So he's like, So
he moved the car?
Yeah, it has. So that's what he said. He's like, well, after mom left to go to hang out with the lady trucker, I saw her car in front of the house. So she's been in Arizona, and dad just said she's in Arizona, yet her car got moved to the back. So I don't know. That's an odd thing. So he thought that was very weird. And, his father reiterates here, your mom left before midnight, lady trucker, eating breakfast. That's how it works here. So also that morning, Charles Sr. asked Charles Jr., can you get me a hold of a backhoe? He's like, I need a backhoe, he said, because Charles buries shit in the yard all the time. That's his thing that he does. If he has junk, he buries it. Okay. Doesn't take it to a junkyard. He just digs a fucking trench with a backhoe,
puts it
in it, puts fucking dirt on it.
Jesus.
I don't know. It's the nuclear example, I guess. We'll just bury it. It'll be fine. I don't know how that works, but
out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, just bury your shit in the backyard. Done.
I mean,
remember all that crap? Not there anymore, is it?
It's essentially what we do anyway.
Yeah, it's just an odd way of disposing shit at your property.
It's just on a much larger scale.
It's very weird to do on your property. I never decide to bury my garbage.
No.
It's very strange.
I mean, you do. You just throw it out on the street and
just
somebody
else
does it.
Right? Yeah, not in my yard. It's very strange. So
you bury it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no shit. So there'd been a trench in the backyard for about 2 weeks now, which is his latest dumping cycle here.
It's open.
There's been an open trench in the backyard, big like an 8-foot trench, 8 foot deep. Big giant open trench.
Lord.
Yeah, it's because he's burying crap. He's burying like wheelbarrows and shit like that,
Jesus.
like yard shit.
He's digging like a pool.
Yeah, he uses a backhoe, so he just digs a giant trench, but it's not like it's the width of a pool or anything like that. Just enough to fit his shit in.
Bucket wide.
Yeah, and then pile everything up as wide as I guess the stuff is that he needs to put in it probably here. So that's been open for about the last 2 weeks. And, Charles Jr., knowing that his father buries shit in the yard, said, sure, I'll get you a goddamn backhoe. No problem here. So this is all normal shit. Charles gets him backhoes all the time. So, so this is 5:30 the next morning. This is happening. John Lawson, who's a neighbor of theirs, the next door neighbor, he sees Chuck Sr. walking around his backyard at 5:30 in the morning, just wandering around his backyard, which is weird behavior. Sure. Normally, he's not like sipping a cup of coffee, like writing in a notebook. The sunset is the sunrise. He's not doing any of this shit. He's not like smoking, relaxing. He's just wandering around the backyard. very strange. And later on in the day, he says a couple hours later, this neighbor says that he sees Chuck Sr. use a backhoe to cover up this trench that's been in the yard for a while now.
So now it's full.
Yeah, it's all full of dirt here. And the neighbor that morning, Charles talked to that neighbor and said, yes, Stella was here last night, because she said, oh, I saw Stella's car. And she said, yeah, she was here last night, and then she left, and then she came back, and then she left again.
Oh.
Because that's how the car got in the back. She came back, moved the car, and then got back in the truck.
And hauled ass to Arizona.
She got the lady trucker to turn it around real quick, move the car. She said, you know what? It's like I left the oven on. I have to move the car around back. You know how it is around here. And I
know we've been fighting, but I don't want to inconvenience you with trying to maneuver around.
You know how annoying
I'll just put it in
is.
the back for you.
The street sweeper comes.
And then you can go fuck yourself and I'll leave.
And fuck you. Yeah, that's how it works. Sounds good. Thanks.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about a healthy, delicious item, Hero Bread. And we're both trying to get healthier this new year. Jimmy had a eye-opening doctor's appointment and things like that. So we're trying to get healthier, and I'm telling you right now, this Hero Bread is a good step in this direction. It's delicious, and it is really good for you, and it's really excellent. They have the sliced bread is good, the bagels, the tortillas. I know you've been
they're terrific.
Ranting about the tortillas. They're so good. With Hero Bread, you can focus on your health goals and still indulge in the soft, fluffy experience you love, but guilt-free. I really love the little Hawaiian rolls, too.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good. The Hawaiian rolls, they're legit. They're fluffy. They're exactly how you want them to be. You'd never know it's low-carb and high-fiber bread from the texture. You get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love with your savory breakfast sandwich, late-night grilled cheese, Taco Tuesday. Do it. No compromises, just flavor, ultra-low net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, high in fiber. It's fantastic. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use the code SmallTownMurder at checkout. That's SmallTownMurder at HERO.co.
And now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you all sorts of good stuff about Chime. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many extra fees you have to pay in life. Everything. You go to the airline, there's an extra ticket on that. There's extra fee on every fees and fees, hotels, fees, all this type of stuff. We're trying to make progress, and the next thing you know, here comes another fee coming at you, and it's more money than you expected, and your whole math is thrown off, and it's awful. Learn more at chime.com/smalltownmurder. Chime is great with that stuff. I mean, you can't beat if your things are a little tight, especially around the holidays or after the holidays. You need that money a couple days early, or you go grocery shopping. You got a car payment due. There's so many things that don't cross over exactly how you want them to cross over. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/smalltownmurder. That's chime.com/smalltownmurder. Feels like progress. Banking services and debit cards provided by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs.
And now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going. Look good out there. And you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable. And you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmy's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah. They're terrific.
Come on, be like us, be fashionable, get in there with Quince, indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Thanks.
That's a great story.
Perfect. So, but the rest of the day, they don't hear from Stella. Stella doesn't come around. The kids, she doesn't call her kids, which she lives with her daughter and checks in with her daughter all the time when she goes anywhere. And she had been talking to her daughter multiple times over the course of the evening when she had gotten to the house.
Right.
She never said anything about a lady trucker. None of this shit. So this is all very up in the air. Everybody's like, well, where the fuck is mom? Like, I don't understand this shit.
Yeah, she is a bit over easy eggs.
Yeah, well,
she gets engrossed in that meal.
It's into it.
You can't get her to talk.
That's the thing. Plus, who is better at conversation than a lady trucker? That's the other thing. They have so much to speak about. They've been in the truck lonely, and now you're there. She's just a fountain of conversation, just interaction. It's wonderful. So now their other daughter, Sue Ann, she says that this is now they call Sue Ann and they're all talking. Where's mom? Have you heard from mom? They're trying to find her. Now, Sue Ann is starting to get a little worried because she said, why is mom missing? That makes no sense. Mom's not going to run away with a lady trucker and not tell anybody. That's just not how she is. She would have called both of us and said, here's the phone number I'll be at. I'm going to this place. That's how she is. So I thought it was very weird. And Sue Ann also said, listen, it's been so tense between them. They've been fighting. I don't trust dad. She said also the trench, Sue Ann was over at her dad's house a couple weeks ago. And they were in the backyard, and the trench was right there, and they were talking about the marriage and just, how he was upset about the whole thing. And he said to his daughter, quote, I should have put her in the hole, talking about the mother, talking about Stella. Yeah. He points at the big trench and said, I should have put her in the hole, like when I had the chance. It's, like a jokey thing, like, man, should have put her in the hole, make my whole life easier.
Hilarious.
Meanwhile, she let him stay at her house and move to Texas.
This isn't even your house, dickhead.
Yeah, this isn't even your house, and you live there. So
put her in the hole of what? The backyard of the house she owns, you fuck.
And then what? Inside of her dirt in her yard with probably her stuff on top of her. Garbage.
Probably all her quote unquote junk that you're burying.
Yeah. So. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Simply Safe.
SimplySafe.com. SIMPLI Safe.com.
That is right. On average, a burglary happens once every 23 seconds in the United States. That is wild, but only 1 in 5 homes have security, probably because most companies, they don't make it easy. That's the problem. These home security companies, a lot of them, they really are the worst. Simply Safe is a whole different ballgame. Most of these companies, you call them up, they come over, they try to scare you. Yeah. They tell you that you need everything, wires, they got to tear your drywall. It's crazy. Thousands of dollars. It's insane.
It's a renovation.
Simply Safe, none of this stuff. You don't have to renovate your home. No hassle, nothing like that. Simply Safe makes it easy on you with no contract, no hidden fees, no fine print. Simply Safe, all they do is protect every door, window, and room with 24/7 professional monitoring for just $15 a month. That's amazing. Yeah. It's a great deal. You're not going to beat that anywhere. It's won a ton of awards. CNET gave it awards. The New York Times Wirecutter gave it an award. One thing here that makes Simply Safe really stand out is their video verification technology. When other home security systems are triggered, the police often assume it's just a false alarm and the call goes to the bottom of the list. That's how this whole thing works. Not with Simply Safe, though. They use their video verification technology and they can visually confirm that a break-in is happening, allowing the police to get there 3.5 times faster.
Yes.
That's good stuff. That's going to save a lot of your stuff is what that's going to do. And I'm telling you, we had a break-in in our old house.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And we looked into home security, and the only way to go is Simply Safe. Price-wise, ease-wise, it's just the only thing to do. Visit simplysafe.com/small, and you'll get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial. You've got nothing to lose here. Go now and be sure to just go to simplysafe.com/small so they know our show sent you. That's simplysafe.com/small.
And now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about HelloFresh.
Oh, HelloFresh.com.
HelloFresh is great, and with HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit, you'll get easy seasonal recipes and pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door. All you have to do is cook and enjoy. HelloFresh makes cooking delicious meals at home a reality, regardless of your comfort in the kitchen. You don't have to be a gourmet here with this stuff. They make it easy for you.
So simple.
They tell you exactly what to do, from step-by-step recipes to pre-measured ingredients. HelloFresh gives you everything you need to get wow-worthy dinner on the table in about 30 minutes.
Wow-worthy.
That's wow-worthy, and 30 minutes, that's another wow.
So fast.
It's double wow with HelloFresh. So you can finally say goodbye to endless grocery store trips or that trip through the drive-thru, that drive-thru shame trip that you take. No more doing that. HelloFresh offers something for everyone, from family recipes. They have Calorie Smart, vegetarian recipes. Then they have a fun menu series like the Hall of Fame and craft burgers.
Yes.
It's all different stuff, whatever you're into. It's so flexible, too. Easily change your delivery days, food preferences, and skip a week whenever you need it, and they won't charge you. It's good. You can adjust it, or you can add extra meals to your weekly order if you have someone coming and staying with you, people coming over, as well as yummy add-ons like garlic bread and cookie dough. HelloFresh is delicious.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
It really is.
Unbelievable. So easy. The ingredients are so fresh. The meats are really high quality. The vegetables are fresh.
Yeah.
Everything is excellent, pre-measured. The ingredients, the recipes work.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
And you can do it again and again and again. I learned how to make pickles, James.
That's the thing. Once you learn this, then you're going to know it for the future. So this is great stuff, and you don't have to be an expert. It's really fantastic. For $80 off your first month of HelloFresh, just go to HelloFresh.com/smalltownmurder80. That's 80. And enter code smalltownmurder80. That's like receiving 8 meals free just by going to HelloFresh.com/smalltownmurder80 and entering the code smalltownmurder80.
And now back to the show.
Sue Ann starts to become suspicious after the father just insists that she went to Arizona. So Sue Ann ends up going over to the house. She goes over to the house. She's like, you know what? I gotta go. Maybe mom's there somewhere. I just don't like the feeling of this. I'm gonna go over and investigate. So she goes over to the house. The father is not there. Charles Sr.'s gone somewhere, but Charles Jr. is there, just hanging out, kicking it.
Yeah.
And she's like, look, I'm really worried about mom. And she goes down her list of why she's worried about mom. Which makes sense. All of it makes perfect sense.
All the things that Chuck should probably be worried about, too.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, he said the whole, thing. And so Sue Ann says, he said that about the hole. And Charles said, well, he covered up the hole this morning, put this junk in it and covered up the hole. So I don't know. And she was like, I want to check in that hole. She's like, I want to make sure that...
Can you give me that backhoe back?
Yeah. She's like, can you get literally, can you get the backhoe back? Because I think we should dig that fucking hole up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about this, and I don't trust Dad lately and all this type of shit. So Charles says, all right. He goes off, gets another backhoe, same backhoe, I assume.
Probably.
Unless he's got like multiple backhoe guys. He could be just the backhoe king of Eunice. I don't know.
Dude that knows everybody with a backhoe.
Who needs a backhoe? I got it all. He opens up his jacket. It's backhoe keys hanging down his trench coat. So, they get in there, and she and Charles get up in the backhoe, and they start fucking digging.
Really?
They start digging up the hole that was there. They're like, just for peace of mind. They want to dig up this hole, and they dig and they dig. They get to almost 8 feet down, and they find their mother.
They dug 8 fucking feet?
They dug 8 feet down and found mom there.
Unbelievable.
Stella in the hole.
There she is.
There she is in the hole. They also they hit her with the backhoe and did a little bit of damage there on the way in. But they dug that deep. I mean, I think it was, how deep was the hole? Yeah. Because Charles was there, Jr. was there when he dug it. So I think he was like,
those things are so strong.
Kept going.
They had to really fuck her up.
Yeah,
that's shitty.
It's not great.
No.
So they uncover. They find, as soon as they see any sign that their mother's there, they freak out. They immediately call the police.
Probably like blood splattered up through the hole.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Those things are strong.
Oh, they're digging up dirt. Think about how strong that is. Get a shovel and try to dig up dirt, and then get a backhoe and see how easy it is.
Easy it fucking cuts
it's strong.
Through.
Yeah, very, very strong. So they call the police. Now, Now, when the police get there, they find they continue to dig, and they have to get the crime scene people to dig a little more gently. Yeah. They're not going to just get a backhoe and fucking pull her out and have a leg dangling off the thing.
They got like tweezers and toothbrushes.
They do it like they're looking for dinosaur bones at this point, because it's all
archaeology dig.
Yeah, it's like evidence. So they find her. She is just about 8 feet down. First thing they find is a plastic trash bag covering her head.
Oh God,
that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
It takes away she tripped and fell in the hole as a possibility, because it's dark out. Maybe she went outside to wander around, get some air. Fucking Charles, man, and she doesn't live there. She doesn't know where the hole is. She could fall in a hole and die. I mean, honestly, that could happen. Yeah. But an 8-foot hole.
How many plastic bags were in there that she fell into?
That's the problem. Normally, she's not like, I'm so fucking mad at you. I'm going to take this grocery bag, put it on my head, and go walk around the yard because I can't take it anymore. Like no one's ever done that.
That would be a very bizarre thing to do.
Very bizarre.
If the neighbors saw that, I hope he wrote that down too.
I'm going to jot that license plate down and say, is that a Safeway bag on her head? That is not normal.
That is a very weird thing to be doing.
A Kroger bag on her head.
You should definitely take that Piggly Wiggly bag off your head. It's going to do damage.
It's no good here.
You could die that way.
It's what's going to happen. So, plastic trash bag covers her head. Her purse is there with her also. Just in case you had any question about who she was, her purse is there with her driver's license, her social security card, cigarette case with cigarettes in it, and other personal effects all in her purse. Just her purse. Yeah. He just took her purse and fucking chucked it in there.
And a pamphlet full of Juarez dental records.
Juarez dental mark. Yeah. The assessor's office thing of her house. The printout of her own home.
Birth certificate.
Just everything is in there with her. Yeah.
Divorce paperwork, everything.
Baby pictures of her kids. It's all there. Little footprints they do. It's got it all. So, just in case you didn't know it was her, it's probably her.
Definitely her.
And next to her, in addition to her purse, was a can of Polar brand starting fluid, which was also found next to her in the trench. And that was all that was in there. Nothing else. No garbage. He didn't
There was no other junk?
He didn't put any other shit in there or nothing.
He put her in and threw a can of starting fluid in there.
That's it. If he put other shit on, maybe they would have hit the other stuff and said, I guess he did dump junk and given up. But nothing there. I guess they were going to dig till they hit garbage. Yeah. Why else would he dig a hole and then cover it?
That makes more sense now why he kept digging.
That would make perfect sense. So, he's not too bright with that. So, Polar brand starting fluid. And now the police initially, right away, rumors go nuts in this town. Yeah. I mean, it is like it's a small town, so word spreads like wildfire, and there's rumors and this and that. The rumors are, a police spokesman says at this point, they don't know if she was buried alive or not. He says it's just a rumor. Eunice is a small town, and rumors get started pretty easy. So that's the sheriff saying that. Yeah. They don't know what happened. Is this a rumor or what the fuck is that? There's also the rumor that she was sexually assaulted also. That's a rumor. They don't know. Now, they do perform an autopsy here, and the autopsy, they find that in her in Stella's breathing passages were significant amounts of ether-like compound. Ether-like. So he said that also the plastic bag had ether in that.
What the
Lots of traces of ether in the plastic bag, and that the Polar brand starting fluid they found in the hole contains the same chemical kind of ether found in the body, the same breakdown.
He was
chemically
spraying that into the fucking bag in her face?
This is crazy. The only other physical injuries found on her were post-mortem, inflicted when the backhoe hit her. Those are the only injuries. They estimate at the time that she'd probably been there about 12 to 18 hours, but they needed to do some more testing. They get the cause of death as a combination of chemical and mechanical asphyxiation.
Wow.
So, he says that, the theory here is that, because of the no physical indicators of a struggle, nothing like that. There's no choking. There's no black eye. no indication of a struggle either in the house or on her body. So they figure that she must have been, incapacitated, bound, something like that, but there's no binding marks on her. So they figured out that this must have happened over a period of time, an extended period of time. They said around midnight, probably, this is the theory of the medical examiner here, that an ether-like substance was polar starting fluid, more than likely, was sprayed into a plastic bag. So sprayed it all in the plastic bag, then put the plastic bag over her head and held it, rather than on like a rag like you'd see in a movie, and held it till she's unconscious but still alive. Now, this is hours go by, they think, before he just sits there probably for in the night with her in the house.
Oh my God.
And then sometime in the early morning, he went and placed her in the trench, and it's an 8-foot trench, still alive, mind you, just unconscious from the ether, and then covered her with, 7 feet of dirt, basically. That would just... the weight of the dirt eventually suffocated her. Yeah. She just was
in no
unconscious.
time flat.
Yeah.
And the bag's still on her face.
Bag's still on her face, too. It wasn't tight. He didn't tie it off. He just had it on her to get so she breathed in the ether and passed out, and just put it on her because he put the evidence. Here's the bag, the starter fluid, and the purse all in there. Poof, everything goes in the hole, cover it up. Everything's fine. Just like the garbage. Gonna walk away from that. Yeah.
That is an unbelievable way to kill somebody.
It's fucked up. Yeah, he thought about it, but that's the thing. He thought about it.
Yeah.
That he had to...
how do you fucking get to...
And he said, don't come home tonight to the son. Because
I got shit to do.
Either I'm going to fuck or kill mom. Either one. I haven't decided yet how it goes. I guess it's up to her what happens tonight, huh, son? Wink, wink. Like, what the shit is happening? What a sick bastard.
That is James, that is a fucking bananas way to kill somebody.
That's...
Because I've used starting fluid hundreds of times to start a car or whatever in the carburetor. Because it acts as gasoline, whatever.
Yeah.
But it gets on your skin. It fucking burns so bad.
Imagine
to have that on your face.
A bag of that on your face till you're unconscious.
I'd rather be maced.
That's terrible. It's terrible. And then that's the way to go. I guess as ways of dying go, being crushed by the dirt, I guess if you're unconscious, it's at least you didn't, you
didn't know.
You didn't have the thought process of going through it, but still, that's horrible.
At some point, that probably makes you come to, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh my
I don't know. Either way, though, she didn't start moving around or thrashing about, so I don't think so.
No.
There's no evidence of that. There's no digging or
she
struggle.
came to when it was far too late and she couldn't move.
Either one, yeah.
That's nuts.
We
man.
have no idea. Either way, though, the last thing she saw was a bag going over her head when she thought she was getting dental work.
That is unbelievable.
So no lady trucker we've discovered here.
None.
None. Not a one except for Pee-wee. Now, the medical examiner said, quote, at the time of her death, Mrs. Motes had enough ether to be unconscious, he said, but they didn't know the precise amount. They were still calculating all of that. They feel like she'd been dead when the police found her about 12 to 24 hours under the ground there. This is the first murder in Eunice in 15 years.
Wow.
So last murder was in 1978 in this town. So obviously it's huge fucking news.
Yeah.
Big news. And it's not like some oil field guy got drunk and killed another oil field worker. This is a family and a couple that they knew.
This is
crazy.
For LA, this is a crazy fucking story.
Yeah, this is exactly.
For any sprawling metropolis, this is a bananas way to dispose of somebody.
I would say so. So the people, most of the people knew him. The reactions around town are very much, shock and horror. One person said here, quote, she was just kind of a quiet lady. She didn't get out much, but the family was known in Eunice because everyone is. But another person here, the next door neighbor who saw Charles Sr. walking around the yard, he said, quote, they just seemed like ordinary working people. They were friendly, but they didn't socialize a lot. This was all a real shock to us. So that seems normal. They just kept to themselves and they were nice people. They have Stella's funeral on Wednesday. About 75 people attend the funeral here. She had been a member of the First Baptist Church in Eunice from Texas Baptist. See what I mean? I know my stuff. Where she'd been a member of the choir as well. So she was, heavy into church activities. Nice lady. The Reverend Keeney Dickinson.
What?
Get the, he gave the eulogy here. Keeney Dickinson, the good Reverend. He said that, told the press that the mourners were just everything. People were numb. The whole thing was numb. The whole thing was numbing. He said during his eulogy, quote, you'd expect this to happen in Albuquerque, not Eunice.
No, he didn't.
He actually said that. It's a quote in the fucking newspaper. Look at that.
You'd expect this.
You'd expect this in Albuquerque.
Those fucking hoodlums in Albuquerque.
That's just how you greet newcomers in Albuquerque. You knock them out with ether, hold a plastic bag over their head, and try to bury them alive. That's how everybody is. It's known as an Albuquerque hello, as a matter of fact. Last I checked, I think, in the Urban Dictionary.
The fuck? He actually said that.
Yes, he said that. It's an Albuquerque hello in the Urban Dictionary.
You don't expect that in Albuquerque.
You don't expect that anywhere. Nowhere. The only if someone said like our CIA is taking people to Turkmenistan and doing that to them, I'd say, yeah, I expect that probably. Other than that, I don't expect that sort of behavior anywhere.
You expect that if you wrong Putin.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
I feel like they'd even shoot you first. Fucking make it easy. I think they'd at least have the courtesy to take a 45 to your skull before they'd fucking bury you alive in a fucking hole.
You expect this from Albuquerque.
You'd expect this to happen in Albuquerque.
Who does he hate
Eunice.
in Albuquerque?
That's the small towns like up there in Albuquerque. That's what they get to look down on.
Oh, geez.
All those crazy hippie dippies in Albuquerque. You know how it is. You know how it is in Albuquerque. It's so wild and woolly.
Or is he an asshole like me? And he's like, those Native Americans up there in Albuquerque. They're crazy running into guardrails and shit.
They get drunk running the guardrails, then bury their wives alive. That's how it works up in Albuquerque.
We don't have any of them down here.
I ain't got none of that action.
Oh my God, that is the most amazing sentence ever.
I couldn't believe that when I read it. So I actually had to find it in like 3 different sources. It's an AP article too, and I'm like, it's like the Wire, a Wire article, and I'm like, this has to be true.
Quote.
But I had to make sure that this newspaper maybe didn't misprint it or something. No, it's real.
Unreal.
God damn it.
Unbelievable. Honestly, I can't believe he said that.
He gave her an Albuquerque hello, and we just don't understand that.
Here we are, y'all.
Here we are. That's what happens now. Everyone stay away from
Man of God.
During the eulogy, he said that to mourners. I mean, no one could expect something like this tragic to happen to our beloved Stella. She sang like an angel in our choir. You expect this to happen in Albuquerque, places like that, but not Eunice. Not a nice town like Eunice. Oh, praise the Lord and shut down Albuquerque, boy. Jesus Christ.
Oh, good Lord, I can't believe it.
Now, some good news, though.
Yeah.
In this same newspaper article, I did find that Bob's Western Wear has an entire inventory of straw hats are reduced by 30%.
All right.
So,
now we have some good news.
If you're depressed about that in 1993 and you happen to be in Albuquerque and without a plastic bag full of ether around your head, which would be shocking, you can protect your head with a straw hat at 30% off.
Maybe that's why they wore those.
Maybe that's it.
Gotta get an awfully big bag.
Hey, now. You have to get one of them big IKEA bags or some shit with one of them because a regular grocery bag ain't gonna cut it, mister.
One of those big laptop bags from Best Buy.
Yeah, not a poop bag for your dog. Nothing like that. Not a shit bag. Police looked for Charles for a couple days. He took the fuck off.
He left.
Oh, he left.
This will get him out of the house.
This will get him going. Yeah. Hey, he left now. That's all we needed. Stella comes back to life finally.
Good God.
Jesus Christ. So the police representative here said, quote, nobody knows which direction he fled. He told his family he was going to Level Land, Texas and to Alamogordo, but he hasn't turned up yet. Mm-hmm. So he tells people he's going here, he's going there. He's missing for a couple days. They'd really like to have a chat with him. Yeah. Considering all circumstances, obviously, it's, makes sense. They'd want to have a little chat here. Now, a couple days later, they end up, the police in Loving, New Mexico, Loving, like you're loving something, right. Loving, New Mexico, they get a call from a citizen saying, hi, my relative here is at my house, and he's saying you guys want to talk to him pretty bad. He killed his wife, or at least you think he did. And so he'd like to turn himself in and, he'd like to work that out with you. So they end up working out a surrender for him where they come to the house and get him. He, surrenders without incident there. And he's arrested obviously, for just want to have a chat with him. So, mister, where you been? Seen any good movies lately? He's charged with first-degree murder and also evidence tampering. For throwing a body in a hole.
Putting everything in there.
Trying to cover up his
Taking all
crime.
the evidence and tampering like a motherfucker.
You know how it goes. He's doing a lot of tampering.
The most hateful man in Eunice fled to Loving. That's
Loving.
fantastic.
Isn't that nice?
I love that.
He's loving it.
Yeah.
So, Jesus Christ, they find a witness that says that the day before the killing, that Saturday, that person had spoken to Charles Sr. and seen the can of Polar Brand, an exact can of Polar Brand starting fluid in the front seat of Charles' truck that day.
So he just bought it.
So it wasn't like a thing that was sitting around the garage for 10 years or some shit like that. He had just had it sitting in his truck, so he was, was aware it was around. We'll put it that way.
He's a cold motherfucker.
Oh, he's a planning cold son. It's bad
shit.
enough. You have the house.
Yeah.
You got a divorce.
Right.
She doesn't want to be with you. You got to get over that fact.
Right.
You got a fucking house out of it. She moved out of state. Get on with your life, dude. Go out to the one bar in town and find somebody else who's desperate and figure it out. I don't fucking know, like everybody else does. You can't just get some starter fluid in a bag and decide that that's the answer to your problems.
That's a cold-ass hillbilly.
Yeah.
I would have never thought... My family's pretty white trash. I would have never thought to spray starting fluid in a bag and put it over somebody's fucking head.
That's what I mean.
That's crazy.
That's some weird, like Japanese mafia hitman shit, like some off-country mafia, not an Italian mafia in the States or anything. I feel like they'd be like, that doesn't make enough of a show. You know,
this is like some Kazuga or
this is
Karuza?
Yakuza. This is some Yakuza.
That's what it is.
Or like you said, this is how like Putin makes you disappear.
Yes.
You know what I mean? To make it look like an accident.
I would have never thought to go this route.
No.
And I'm
who the fuck ever?
Pretty white trash.
This is episode 136. Has anyone ever thought to go this route yet so far? We found a new one, everybody.
I just don't know how we got there when there's no internet.
No.
Yet. You know what I mean? 93? Yeah. A little bit.
I think he just said, this will fuck you up.
This ought to do it.
I think he looked at the ingredients and saw ether and went, all right.
That'll do it.
All right. Shrugged his shoulders. This'll do it. This ought to knock her out. Or maybe one time he got some of it in his face and said, oh shit, that's strong.
That hurts.
That'll make you pass out.
Yeah.
And then went, who knows?
How much of a lot of this?
I don't know. Or else there's some network of weirdos that talk about ways to incapacitate women with plastic bags, which in New Mexico, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, that's possible.
If you told me this shit happened and then said, guess the state, this will be top 5.
Toy box killers from New Mexico.
Yeah.
Would you ever think any of the shit he did either?
God, no.
It's radiation.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's worse. It's the whole fucking state. We don't want it anymore. Give it back. Just
kept him alive, feeding him tuna fish sandwiches.
Just be also Mexico.
Yeah.
Just be that.
just
not
be
new,
and
also.
Old.
And old. New and old. Yay, look at it all.
Mexico.
We bring chilies to the table. So, So they talk at the trial, obviously, about the motive he had for killing his wife. His wife left him. He didn't want a fucking divorce, and she left, and, the whole deal. So that's motive, they say. There's no real financial motive. There's no insurance. There's no anything like that.
Wow.
Motive is just anger,
motive is getting even.
Getting even, which is a tough sell to a jury. You know what I mean? Based on, because all they have is this is a circumstantial case.
That's a good point.
They have no fingerprints.
What is he getting even for? He has the house.
He has the house. That's what I mean. He has the house. There's no physical evidence of this. There's no, it's not like a bunch of her blood is on his clothes or something like. None of that is happening.
OJ beat it. He might do it too.
This is way less evidence than they had on OJ. I mean, like by a mile less evidence than they had on OJ. So I mean, he's just like, you know what? I'm going to play this like I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing here. So they say that he was upset about it. They say that there was tension. I guess they talk. The only thing that really screwed him is the daughter testifies saying that 2 weeks earlier, while there was tension in dividing up their assets, like furniture and shit like that, marital crap. While there was tension, that was the day he said, I should have just put her in the hole and I wouldn't have to give her anything. So that was only 2 weeks before that. And then the hole was there and then she's in the hole.
Right.
It's a lot of circumstantial. And no one else has any reason to kill Eunice or to know she's even there. And also, he's there. He was there also. So why would they break in, kill Eunice, and leave him alone?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's a weird thing to try to say not guilty to. It's a strange case to have a defense for, but his defense is, I'm not saying fucking word. No defense. That's his defense. His defense is once the prosecution's done, he asks for a directed verdict, which means I will not present an ounce of evidence. I'm not even going to present a case. Nothing. I'll present shit. A directed verdict is basically it's he argues that there's insufficient proof that the prosecutor offered. They just did their whole case, and that was not sufficient proof of murder. And I don't even have to present a case. You can call it. You can call it not guilty right now.
He's treating it like a mature adult, saying, "I'm not even going to dignify this with a response."
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And he goes, "Judge, tell them they have
tell
to.
Tell them how ridiculous they're being."
Then he makes a face like, see? So, look, I mean, right? And the judge said, what are you fucking kidding me? Directed verdict. You want a verdict?
Oh, boy.
Oh, I'll give you a verdict if you want a verdict, motherfucker. You haven't said shit. You didn't explain anything.
Right.
Your lawyer went up cross-examined. Did you see them with the starter fluid? Yes. Did you really? Yes, I did. All right, then. That's no further question. There's nothing else you can say.
Yeah.
You go up and call his daughter a liar. He didn't say he wanted to put your mother in the hole. Yes, he did. All right, then.
Okay.
There's what reason does she have to lie? You know what I mean? It's like, it's ridiculous. What reason was she going to lie to frame her dad? That makes no sense. It was her that did it the whole time. It was Sue-Ann. It's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. So a directed verdict legally is a ruling entered by a trial judge after determining that there's no legally sufficient evidentiary basis for a reasonable jury to reach a different conclusion. So it's the judge just circumventing the jury and just going, there's not even enough for you guys to even talk about.
Okay.
I am going to say right now that we don't even want to take the chance of this going to you guys because it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a judge going, no.
I got this one.
Dude, that's what did they say about you, bro? That's fucked up, man. No, you know what? No, he's cool. He's fucking cool. And then taking him out of the courtroom.
Yeah.
That's the equivalent of that, like with his arm around him. He's cool. Like, don't sweat it. So trial court can either grant a directed verdict upon a motion by either party. He can rule on it. A directed verdict might be granted at any time, but it's usually after the prosecution. It's a grandstanding measure, basically. Like, they obviously have nothing. It looks good to the jury that you tried. You know what I mean?
I want to know how many people have won on that before. It can't be a lot, right?
Probably not, because any evidence at all is enough evidence to at least go to a jury.
Right.
And for you to be indicted on a murder charge, you have to have something.
Right. The DA assumes there's enough.
That little nugget of an indictment of just the circumstantial is enough to go to a jury with, because otherwise it wouldn't be. That's why they have indictments. That's the judge stepping in and going, the indictment process doesn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They fucked up. They didn't have enough evidence, and they did. So he's not only circumventing the jury, then he's overruling the grand jury.
Yeah.
So this is a very, you really got to have nothing.
Right.
Like nothing at all. Like, well, they both live in New Mexico, Your Honor. Okay, anything else? Well,
it's about all we got.
We don't know if they were ever in the same, but they both reside in the state of New Mexico. I think I'll rest my case. We have a directed verdict now.
Your Honor, we have a proof of both of them possess New Mexico driver's license. On your word, sir. Let's go.
Case. Let's go.
Can we lock him up, please?
Defense, what do you got? Nothing? That's right. All right, so we'll just be wrapping this up.
Can we just throw the key away now?
99% conviction rate. Perfect. I'm going to make a commercial for real.
It's got to be something much.
It's not happening.
No, I'll bet nobody has ever beat it. I'll bet nobody.
I mean, it's a weird move to make. You really have
That's ballsy.
It's not ballsy to just go to give it a shot, I guess.
No,
but, I mean, to give it a shot because the judge just says no.
On first degree, on first degree murder, that's balls.
Well, the judge isn't going to rule against him as far as the judge just doesn't say, okay, you're guilty. The judge says, no, you're going to jury. That's what that is.
Oh, that's all that is?
Yeah. He says, no, I'm not giving you a directed verdict. You can go fuck yourself.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, because he requested directed verdict, and he said, no.
Directed verdict is only not guilty?
I believe it's only to dismiss, to get not guilty charge going. And I don't know if that's a not guilty or a dismissal, which makes a big difference in terms of reintroducing charges. So that's I'm not sure about either, because I'm not a lawyer, but that's as much as I could glean from looking that up and then reading many documents and trying to figure it out. And I spent like an hour on that. Yeah. That's really annoying.
That's still a ballsy risk.
It's just very cocky.
Yeah,
it's just very cocky. Clearly, they have nothing. No, they got something.
There's enough.
January 6, 1994, that something is a verdict here. He is found guilty of murder, first-degree murder, and tampering with evidence here, because there's really nothing else that could have happened.
No.
The way they're looking at it. And the starting fluid, I mean, it's not the most evidentiarily strong case, but, I mean, it's pretty clear what happened here.
Everything she owns is in that, I mean, what she came with is in the hole with her.
Yeah.
And the fucking way she died is in the hole with her.
That's, if he had something, if he had an alternate, at least OJ said I was in the shower.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least OJ said I was chipping golf balls and I was in the shower. Like, OJ had, like, places he was where he could say, like, I didn't do that, I did this. He's got nothing.
And the one thing that he definitely has is the fucking tools to bury it. You know what I mean?
That's the other thing. Yeah,
he got the backhoe.
It doesn't look good for him. So it's like he
was digging.
And he has no defense.
Right.
So what do you want with
Literally
no defense?
nobody else was digging.
No one else, just him. So, and his kids are the ones saying he was doing it. So it's the other thing. It's like, they're not like just strange. These are his children. They're not going to lie about him, probably. I don't know, wow, they'd have to be real assholes.
How much of a dick was he?
Ha ha, Dad. Gotcha. The shit.
What a great joke.
So the sentencing comes around here, and he doesn't really present much of a fight there, because his whole thing is, doesn't matter what you sentence me to, because this is bullshit anyway, and it's going to get thrown out. So you do whatever you want, is his basic stance on the whole thing. So they say, all right, you like that? You, sir, may fuck off. Life without parole then. Enjoy. Enjoy growing elderly in prison. I hear it's real easy for you as you get older in there. Guys are real nice to you. They treat you better. Give you a wider berth. Make sure you don't hurt yourself. I hear, it's great.
Unbelievable.
They never beat you up and steal everything and do anything they want to you or anything like that. That never happens in jail when you're in your fucking 70s like you're going to be. So, he obviously appeals this decision.
Yeah.
How the hell do you not appeal this decision?
But I wish I could have been in the room for anything that he filed with the cocky arrogance that he's got.
I'm going to appeal that.
Going to go ahead and appeal this. So I'm going to go home now? Is that what I do?
Yeah, that's... and the other thing, this is the best part, he's appealing, I get that it's legal, but logically it's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's appealing the murder conviction, but not the evidence tampering conviction. So by his logic, he's saying that he just found her already dead from ether suffocation and then just fucking pushed her in the dirt just because,
so he didn't get in trouble.
Clutter. Yeah. He doesn't like clutter, generally. He's going for that. He's been listening to that Asian lady who's telling you to stop having shit in your house. And then he just said, you know what? I'm gonna not do this anymore. That's his logical legal case. I get that the legalities aren't that, but in logic, that's what you're saying. If you're not saying, I can see if he said, I didn't do anything. I don't know what you're talking about. I went to the store for an hour. I came back. She was gone. I figured she was with a lady trucker. And then turns out somebody threw her in a hole in my yard. That would make more sense than what he's saying now. But no. Even if he put shit on top of her, he could have said, I didn't see her down there.
Right.
I just threw stuff there. I saw a hole. I was tossing stuff in it. I'm good at basketball. I don't know. It all went in there, and then I fucking covered it up. I didn't see her.
At the most convicting and incriminating is I buried her because, the judge, you guys were going to be looking at me.
I saw
I'm
it.
her fucking husband.
Shit, this looks bad.
This is going to look like I did this.
I'm in her house.
Yeah.
I'm her husband. We've been fighting.
Yeah.
I got to do something. Okay, hold on.
She was out back huffing.
What do I do? She huffed. Did I mention she huffs starting fluid?
Did I mention that?
She does it all the time.
Thing.
All the time. It's super weird. She does it with a plastic bag, which I don't usually normally see. I've seen people huff with a paper bag, but I've never really seen a plastic bag.
She really gets into it.
And rather than putting it by her mouth, she just puts it over her head and ties the loops around her ears, which is really...
She goes real, like a feed bag.
That's what it is, basically. I'm like, she's got the loops around her ears. She's really going after it.
She oftentimes tells me I'm going out to have my oats.
Going out to have I'm having my oats. Oh, she's really into the ether. I'll tell you that much right now. It's ether oats.
He's got no story. Is the point?
That's the problem. He's got no excuse. He's got no story. That's his story. She was he might as well get the guy from Virginia last week and go, a fucking black guy was already killing her. when I walked in, a black guy had a bag around her head. I said, "Hey, you, get out of here, mister." And he did, but she was already dead, so I just pushed her in the hole because I thought they'd think it was me.
Right.
I couldn't catch him. You know how them blacks are, you know what I mean? They're real fast. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Couldn't have her kids find out there was a black guy feeding her a oats.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like, same thing from last. Her daughter would have just been
She
crushed.
lost her mind.
If she knew that her last oats came from a black man. It would have never been okay. But that's what's going on here.
Right.
That's his logic. So, wow. Jesus Christ, what the hell is happening?
That was fun.
Jesus. So on appeal here, they're addressing whether there's sufficient evidence, obviously, to have convicted him of deliberate intent murder. And that's the thing here, because the first degree is deliberate, intentional. This isn't nothing accidental about it.
Premeditated,
the whole deal. And he says that the evidence is insufficient to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he acted with deliberate intent in the death. That's what I mean. So he's just saying, hey, sometimes ether gets on your head and you fall in a hole. Yeah. That's his whole deal here. They said that the prosecution said there's sufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he acted with deliberate intent. He argues that the state's evidence of intent related primarily to the passage of enough time to allow him to form deliberate intent. Basically, their case, he's in his mind, he's saying their case rests on the fact that they said I ethered her up around, midnight and then waited a few hours and then dumped her in a hole and killed her. So that gives me time to form the intent to kill her because she wasn't dead yet from the ether.
Okay.
That's the basic legal logic here. And he says that that the evidence alone is not sufficient and all that sort of shit here. So he cites a case that says that that only shows an opportunity to form deliberate intent or evidence of actions to conceal identity after a killing is insufficient to prove deliberate intent.
Yeah.
So just acts of cover-up, of seeming cover-up, doesn't prove that's the law, doesn't prove intent, basically. But it does prove, I think it proves premeditation. They're saying it's not enough. It has to be with everything else and kind of in preponderance.
It doesn't prove intent. It just proves that you fucking did it and you covered it up.
That's the problem here.
And covering it up is way worse than having just the intent and killing somebody,
that's the thing.
opinion.
Yeah, the cover-up is what makes you look like a scumbag.
Yeah, it makes you look way worse.
Killing is bad, too. Yeah. That happens. But there has to be a death before a cover-up. But I mean,
a hitman that kills, like, really bad people, he had intent, he killed him, and then he just fucking walked away. Yeah. You know what I mean? But a scumbag that just kills his wife and then puts her in a fucking hole in his back, that guy's worse. That's a worse person.
And that's the thing. The cover-up is what makes it worse because not anybody, but you can relate to somebody possibly snapping and killing someone by accident, not meaning to do it or meaning to for 2 seconds and then going, holy shit. I mean, obviously you're not going to do that. But I mean, you could see it happening. Yeah. You could definitely see it happening, especially if it's a couple. There's passionate fights and someone could just do something stupid for 2 seconds and that's all it would take.
That's it.
And then it's the point of, what did you do then? Then what did you do?
Then did you call the police up crying, saying, I can't believe I
just did this. It's oh my God, it was an accident. Blah, 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 blah. Well, that might be manslaughter.
Or did you get a backhoe and bury her in the fucking backyard?
Did you fucking have a starting fluid can beforehand and have a trench pre-dug already?
Unbelievable.
So, they talk about the fact that it is circumstantial. This is a circumstantial case. And they talk about, basically, they're trying to figure out the intent of the whole thing, whether it was a circumstantial thing or whatever. They said the way they apply the standard, quote, court must view the evidence in a light most favorable to the state, resolving all conflicts therein and indulging permissible inferences therefrom in favor of the verdict. That's how that works here. So they said the relevant question is, after viewing the evidence in the light of most favorable to the prosecution, any rational trier of fact could have found essential elements of the crime beyond a reasonable doubt. That's what this has to be, anyway, for them to find him guilty. Now, they said that this standard does not involve substituting the appellate, the guy here, Charles, the appellate court's judgment for that of the jury in deciding the reasonable doubt question. You don't go to the problem is the insufficiency of evidence. When you call that as an appeal, you're bordering on retrying the case is basically what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And all these appellate courts, whenever it's insufficiency of evidence, unless it's like they didn't have anything at all, it's always like, well, there was enough evidence for the jury. It's not our job to relitigate the case if the jury said it was, unless there was some deliberate, malfeasance on the prosecution's part, if he lied about a piece of evidence or something like that. Just to go before them and retry it isn't what the appellate court is for. Right. So they say that kind of constantly here. They say that appellate court scrutiny of the evidence and the jury's fact-finding function to ensure that indeed a rational jury could have found beyond a reasonable doubt the essential facts required for conviction. They said intent is subjective and is it is. Intent is an opinion.
That's true. Yeah.
You can't know what's in somebody's mind. Right. So it's an opinion based on evidence. Yeah. If you did A, B, and then C happened, you probably planned C because you did A and B. Right. If C didn't happen and you did A and B, then it's fine. But if C is the problem, and then once A and B are tied into it, you're really fucked. So that's how it works. So they say it's subjective and almost always inferred from other facts in the case. So they said it's not established by direct evidence. And that's what he's saying is the evidence was insufficient to establish intent.
No.
Not to establish murder, to establish intent of first-degree murder.
Okay.
That's his whole thing here. So they say when viewed as a whole, the facts surrounding the death is replete with evidence that demonstrates that he acted with deliberate intent. Yeah. They said it indicates that just 2 weeks before Stella was found buried in a trench in his backyard, he told his daughter that he, quote, should have put Stella in the hole, which is bad, and gestured to the trash trench in the backyard. They said he expected his wife to arrive at the house that evening. He instructed his son not to come home, to find another place to sleep.
My Christ, that's the part.
That's the part right there, to clear him out.
Yeah.
It's all bad. Mm-hmm. No, individually, none of these things are bad.
Right.
If it was just one of any of these things, it's so circumstantial that you can't convict a guy.
But you throw a couple of these together and put it on with a dead body, all of a sudden you got a reason and somebody that for sure wanted her dead.
Can of starter fluid in the truck.
Yep.
Charles has to leave for the evening, telling the daughter the trench story. Those three things individually,
nothing.
Fine.
Yeah.
Together,
A, B, and C.
A, B, and C. There you go. Pythagorean theorem right there to the max. A squared plus B squared most certainly equals Z squared.
Yeah.
So they said there was that part. He instructed his son not to come home. He said at midnight they go over the lady trucker story, which makes me laugh with a quote lady trucker. I love seeing that in state court documents. Quote. I love it's in quotes too. That makes me laugh.
But is he such an asshole that he just tried to find like the most intimidating lesbian that he could,
I think that he was like, your fucking mom's licking box now. I think that's what he was trying to do.
She's in a truck stop scissoring in Arizona.
You know how it is. She's fucking just scissoring on the fork. They're going to the four corners, they say, to scissor on all four of them. That's what they say. I don't know. One leg in each fucking state. That's how they're going to do it.
Oh, good.
They drew up a diagram. It was on the fridge for a while. I took it down.
Gross.
It was gross, though. It was disgusting. Neither one of them can draw, so it was weird.
That's what it is, though, with the lady trucker. It's them saying,
I think so too.
She's a lesbian now.
That's exactly what I think. He's trying to make her sound
right. Make the kids hate her for what she did to him too.
I'm a nice guy, and I'm running your mom's off with lady truckers touring the Southwest's breakfast nooks.
Scissor boxing all over them.
I don't know, scissor in all four corners. I don't know what to say. So
good.
So they go over the fact that he lied that he was on the phone with her at the truck stop.
That's the other thing.
Saying she's eating breakfast currently with a lady trucker. Why would you do that if you didn't kill her? You know what I mean? Things like that.
That doesn't show intent, but it definitely shows a cover-up.
It shows a cover-up, which it's a cumulative thing here. In the trial, it's not so cumulative. The jury can pick and choose, but in the appellate court, it's all the accumulation of evidence. It's not, they don't go, well, that one thing means that's reasonable doubt for me.
Throw it all out.
That's for a jury then. Right. The whole thing has to be in there. They said that he contacted her contacted her, leaving her car with him. So her car was still there. They said that he left. Jesus Christ. She left with her personal effects, which were actually buried there. So that's a lie. She said she had her purse and shit with her, and so it's another intentional lie. They say even more telling, however, is the method in which Moats was killed. There was no evidence of any physical markings on the body to indicate she struggled with or was bound by her killer before death. The evidence indicates the killing was over an extended period of time. So they talk about the ether and all that sort of thing. They said it's important to note that even if the appellant had not intended to kill his ex-wife before he rendered her unconscious, he may have formed the intent just prior to placing her in the trench and burying her, as evidenced by the fact that she was buried alive.
Right.
However, this determination was for the jury, but they're just saying, but they also got it right, because that's the fact that's the intent. Saying it sometime, whether he could have put it over her head as a fun game, and then he was going to wake her up later on. But at some point, before he did it and before she hit the ground, he decided to push her in a trench and kill her.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's pretty fucking deliberate.
He certainly did not put her in the trench to keep her alive.
No. And it's really hard to say I carried her outside and dumped her in an 8-foot hole in the ground by accident. That's why, that's not an accidental thing. So, they said also the evidence that he possessed the means to render her unconscious, which is the starter fluid that they saw in the truck. They talked about the chemical breakdown again of the starter fluid, the whole deal. There's also evidence of a tense day after dividing the property and Suan, everything. Bottom line is each component of evidence viewed alone may not be enough to conclude that the appellant acted with requisite state of mind. However, viewed as a whole, the evidence is overwhelming, they say, which it is. Like we said, each individual piece doesn't mean shit. As such, the verdict was not based on the mere perception that he only had the opportunity to form deliberate intent. Instead, the verdict was based on evidence that he, in fact, carefully and deliberately planned, executed, and concealed a most heinous deed. The judgment of the trial court is affirmed. You, sir, keep on fucking off.
Oh, God.
So eat shit. I love that they called him heinous, or his deed heinous in a court document. That's bad when they say evidence of your heinous deed is overwhelming. That sucks. Yeah. You are in deep shit.
Yeah.
So he is in deep shit, actually. He is still alive, Charles, actually.
Wow.
He's still alive. He's 77 years old.
You're goddamn right he is.
77 years old. He's in prison in New Mexico. He looks like Mr. Magoo.
Really?
His fucking prison picture.
26 years in this motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. I have his prison picture.
Really?
In fact, I'll post his prison picture along with this on social media because he looks like Mr. Magoo.
Wow.
He looks like he's 110.
A tiny man.
He's 5'4", and he is gray, bald. His face is drawn. He looks like his eyes are like saggy like Mr. Magoo.
Yeah.
He looks just like Mr. Magoo.
I'll bet he doesn't make 80.
He could do live action Mr. Magoo.
Hilarious.
He looks terrible. Well, I don't know. He could have looked terrible forever.
Yeah.
We don't know what he looked like.
He may have looked like that at 35.
That's what I'm saying. But he's in there. He looks terrible. He's only 5'4", and it's weird. In prison, they have all of the, their charges, height, weight, blue hair color, eye color, all that shit.
Thing.
They have religion on there also.
What?
Not shitting you.
Yeah.
His religion is listed as holiness.
What
the fuck is that? I don't mean to make fun of anybody's.
Is it his holiness?
I don't know what he's into.
Maybe he's the holiness.
I feel like he made up a religion and was like, see? You want to talk deliberate? This is deliberate right here. Fucking religion I made up. It's a good one too.
The holiness.
It's just called the holiness, not even the holiness. Just holiness is his religion. I don't know what that is. I don't know when he dies. Do they give him last rites?
Yeah.
Do they just throw him in a hole?
He'll tell you.
It's a religion based on burying people in deep trenches with starter fluid next to them, I feel like. Right? That's what it is. Fucking possibly.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my goodness, God. So there we go. That is, where are we here?
Eunice.
Eunice, New Mexico. Good Lord.
Boy, oh boy.
I almost said Eunice, Virginia. And I'm like, that was last week. We are not in Virginia anymore. Eunice, because that was Edinburgh and the E's.
Yeah.
Eunice, West Virginia, and that is Charles and Stella Moats. And
what the fuck, man?
What a terrible story that is there. And it's one of those where it's not like... there's not too much wild, but it was such a weird story.
What bothers me most is that there's no fucking reason.
There's
you know
none.
what I mean?
He's just a little pissy.
Right. He's not even like some creep that's like into kids, and that's horrible too. Obviously,
it's not like she was going to turn him in because he's been diddling the grandkids or anything. No, nothing.
Chose to murder his ex-wife.
It was over. She moved away.
Yeah.
Literally didn't have to deal with each other anymore, except to go to a dental appointment. None of it makes any sense.
It's crazy.
And that was his best defense: was, why would I do this? This makes no sense. But
you did it.
But you did it. It's the problem.
That's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, I feel like that's why he didn't present a defense, is because that's his only defense. Why would I do this?
We don't know either, dude.
We don't know either, but you fucking did, stupid. So
we don't have to solve why.
Tell you what, we're going to go ahead. You know what the thing is? We're not sure. Yeah. So this is how we're going to find out. We're going to go ahead and put you in a tiny cage for a while. Say forever. And then we'll just pick on it as we go. Just a little here and a little there. And if it comes together, great. And if you croak first, that's fine too. We don't really give a fuck. But that's how we're going to work this out, asshole. How's that sound?
Wow, man. That is a really fucked story.
It's a fucking weird story.
It bums me out that he got nothing out of it, you know?
He wasn't even trying to get anything out of it. That's the thing. At least have a goal.
Benefit.
At least when somebody senselessly kills a convenience store clerk, at least the goal was a few dollars, something.
Right.
He had the house. Yeah. He was mad because 2 weeks ago they were arguing about splitting up their possessions. Jesus. Who cares? Give her the fucking coffee table. What do you care? Honestly, you never liked it anyway. She picked it out. You lived with it. Now let her have it. Who gives a shit? When you
be thankful you're dry, you fuck.
Dude, when you get divorced, give them whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Save yourself, because even whether it's...
No matter which side of the coin you're on, male or female, doesn't matter.
Save your... And I'm not saying this for anybody's right or anybody's wrong. You could be 100% in the right. Mm-hmm. It's not worth the fight.
No.
Because whether you fight over all your shit or not, you're still going to have a weird relationship forever. Yeah. But this is going to make it worse, and it's going to make it so much more stressful, the whole situation.
I mean, if you have kids, because if you don't have kids, you don't have to fucking see that person ever again.
Just say, yep, take whatever you want. See you later. If you have kids, I mean, obviously fight to see your kids. Don't give them that. Don't say, I'm not allowed to see my kids ever. Fine. Don't do that. Fight to see your kids. But other than that,
throw your shit in a laundry basket and get the fuck out.
Cares. Yeah. Start over with the clothes on your back, get a goddamn air mattress with a hole in it like I did, and fucking start over, because that's what I did.
Sleep on some carpet? That's what I did. Sleep on some carpet until Casper Mattresses throws you a Casper.
That's right. Yeah. When we got our first mattress sponsor, that was really needed, because I had a goddamn air mattress on the floor that had a hole in it. So... trust me.
Best goddamn day ever. Jimmy, we're getting Casper.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, hoo-hoo. High five. I'm telling you, man, but that's it. Just who cares? Don't fight. Don't do it for both sides. Don't get murdered. Don't murder. Just fucking Jesus Christ.
For you, them, and your goddamn children.
It's almost like the end of a marriage should be like the end of a boxing match, when like a bunch of other people come into the ring, get between them, both of their teams. There's judges and referees, a guy with a camera and a mic. Just everybody split them the fuck up, man, because they shouldn't be near each other. They've been fighting. Weird stuff could happen. They took their gloves off now. If one of them hits each other, it's
dangerous.
Clifford Etienne situation. We could have a lot of problems. Yeah, who was the guy we did? Was that Etienne, I thought?
Yeah, I think it was Etienne that hit Zab Judah.
Yeah, after the bell, I think. So it wasn't Zab Judah.
No,
because
Zab hit somebody else too.
Yeah. But he's a lighter weight.
Right.
Etienne doing it's
that's dangerous.
250. He's known as the Black Rhino. You don't want him hitting you with no gloves when you're not expecting it.
That'll kill.
It's a big dude. So yeah, that is that. Thank you guys very much for listening. Mm-hmm. If you have not yet, please get on Apple Podcasts there. Give us 5 stars. Doesn't matter what you say. Say you're following instructions, following directions. We don't care. It's not for our our health, our egos. No. It's just for business purposes. It helps drive us up the charts, and the business of podcasts are based on that. It's so weird, man. In this business, people put you places based on your chart position. Right. That's how people work cross promos based on your chart position, sponsors based on it. It's crazy. Yeah. And one thing I will say that we do, and this is why I'm going to say, this is why I don't mind that we take Patreon stuff. Honestly, 'cause I think we work our balls off, number one.
That's for real.
People want to throw, if it's a free show, if they want to throw a tip on the whatever, that's fine too. But this fucking I don't even know how to explain this. I don't want to say this the wrong way.
You mean like my guardrail explanation?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't want to sound I'm so grateful, and I'm trying to say how grateful that I am that I can't. I don't want to get it out and have it not sound as well as I want it to sound. Well, I don't want it to sound as good as I had it locked and loaded in my head as like this gushing thing, but like I don't know, I'm just not good at that.
The point is just that we're where we are because of them, and they did this for us and gave us what we have.
That's what I'm saying. That's really what I mean, and it just thank you guys for everything you do for us. That shit really means the world to us, and it means a lot that you guys are willing to part with anything that you don't have to for us, because no one does that. That means the world. We really honestly take that to heart, and we feel that shit, not just in our wallets, but in a whatever, in our brains and in our souls, honestly.
In my stomach when I fucking eat.
Yeah, and we feel that. And we do things, we try to, like, if there's, they come to us with all sorts of products to sponsor. We turn down most of them. Yeah. Honestly, guys, you'll hear us, we'll have like 3 ads on A Small Town Murder. Find another show in our chart position, see how many ads they have. Yeah. Guarantee you it's a lot more than ours.
And a shorter show.
And they're making so much more money off of that, but we won't do anything, that we think is stupid. Yep. We won't do like the Squatty Potty or whatever. I mean, I'm sure that's a fine product, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about that. That's stupid. And on second, too, we're not going to do things that we don't think you'll like. Yeah. That's the thing. We literally take things that we think our audience might be interested in. Mm-hmm. Because if you have to sit there for a minute and a half, even as we talk about it, we don't want you to have no interest in it whatsoever. Right. If it's something like that, we don't just go, fuck it, it's money. We'll say their shit for a minute. We don't want to bombard you for 1 minute with that shit. So thank you. You guys make the fact that you donate and stuff to us, that
gives us the opportunity
that makes it possible to say, you know what, our audience wouldn't like it, so we don't want it. That means we're beholden to you and not them. And there's a lot of shows that are beholden to their sponsors, they're beholden to their networks, they're beholden to everybody like that. We just say, this is what our audience likes. Right. Whether it be content, whether it be sponsors, that's all we want to give them, what they like. And that's it. So that said, follow us on social media. We're at Murder Small on Twitter. We're at Small Town Pod on Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. You can donate to the show like we were just talking about there. You can do that very easily by going to shutupandgivememurder.com and, get the link right over to patreon.com/crimeinsports, or head over to PayPal, use our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com. And you should definitely be listening to Crime and Sports. Yeah. If you're not, I don't know what the hell you're doing. You're missing out, because it's been wild over there on that side.
We've been doing that shit for 3 years and having most fun.
It's insane. It's so crazy. So check that out. Also, shutupandgivememurder.com live shows. Tomorrow night we're in San Diego. Saturday night we are in LA. Few tickets left for LA. San Diego sold out. End of the month, we were in Raleigh, Charlotte, Atlanta. 3 out of 4 days.
Ridiculous.
There. So come see us there. Still tickets left in Philly. I know there is like 40 tickets left in Houston. Yeah. So get those tickets in Houston. Washington, Dallas is sold out. Yeah. I know. Milwaukee, they're going to release 20 tickets. I swear to God, this week Milwaukee's been sold out. Yeah. They gave us 25 comps for us.
For me.
Like, we know 25 people.
You know 12 and a half people? Because I don't know 12 and a half people.
I don't know half a person that lives in Milwaukee. No offense to Milwaukee. I just don't know anyone that lives there, and especially that would be there in December. So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody with any sense has fled. So I don't know anybody. So they're going to...
And we're coming.
And then we're coming. So they're going to release those to sell. So this week there will be, at some point, check on it. I don't know. There'll be about 25 extra tickets. Yeah. Chicago's almost sold out, guys. And it's in December. Right. So I'm tripped out about that, too. Because that's a big venue. And we're real proud of that. So thank you guys for what you've done for us. Everything you've done for us. All of your support. And even if it's just telling someone, hey, this show's good, you should listen to it.
I love that, too.
You have no idea how much that helps, because there's a lot of you, and if all of you tell a few people, there's going to be a lot more listeners. And so thank you for everything like that. And matter of fact, I think we should thank the people who count most to us, our patrons, our Patreon, PayPal people who have keep this show afloat. Jimmy, I'd like you to hit me with them like 7 feet of dirt.
This week's executive producers are Yeehaw, I guess.
Woohoo! Bang, bang, pew, pew.
Ellie Comack, she's in Houston. She's going to come to the show. Can't wait to see you, Ellie.
Wow.
Shauna, Tommy Craig, Chrissy Ann Castaldi, and Taylor Seaman. Ugh. I'm so sorry, Taylor.
Sorry, Taylor. You're not an ick, Taylor.
No,
you're anything but ick.
I was excited
I
because
know,
I recognized what I wrote,
it loud
and then
and clear.
I was like, that's not what I want to shout.
God damn it.
Thank you, Taylor. God damn it. Okay, Miranda Hurt, Heather Cotton.
Hold on, quick.
Yes.
Before you go on, I just have to say, you guys are so fucking awesome. You know what I got this week, Jimmy?
What'd you do?
I got health insurance.
Yeah.
I can get sick and go to the doctor and I won't die
right.
now. So that is because of you guys.
Right.
As you know, that was my goal. Thank you guys so much for making that a reality.
Yeah.
We both got health insurance. Sarah and I both have
Excellent.
it now, and we're so excited.
You have a laminated card with your name on it.
Where I can literally go to the doctor now, and it's good because I work like 80 hours a week. I should probably have some kind of health insurance.
Unbelievable.
It's
you
good,
guys gave James a life and a career.
Thank you guys so fucking much for everything.
And now you're going to have this
Thank you
show
guys.
because if he gets sick, he gets penicillin.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Don't stop donating though, because I have to pay the premiums. But thank you for helping it make
and
it a
also
reality.
the copay.
And also the copay. So thank you.
And prescriptions aren't free.
It's very
I
expensive.
don't want you to have to fly to fucking South America and
Fucking
smuggle
Mexico.
the shit back.
It's cheaper. So
thank
everybody.
you guys. Other producers this week, I'll start over. Miranda Hurt, Heather Cotton, Courtney Kurtz. Is that Kurtz? Yes. Courtney Kurtz. Keon Butler. Sarah Alvarado, Steph Murphy, Nick Collins, Yuval Dom, Megan Black, Lydia Bohuis, I think,
Yeah.
Conchata Rowe, Shanna Colbert, Cassie Redis, Michaela Amundsen, Megan Farrell, Denise Anderson, Jeff Millick, Susan Phillips, Tammy Stuver, yes, Richard Lott. That's right. Richard Lott, Dick Lott, Jeff Maynor, Colleen Christian, Sarah Wayerly. These are the most difficult stumblers this week. Molly Leyes, I think, Hillary Brown, Julia Fuentes, Amanda Rafferty, Denise Urbane, Butney. What is that? Butney? Is that for real? Butney or is that Brittany? What did I do? It's Butney Rocks. Butney Cox. All right, I see.
There you go.
That's why you did it, Butney Cox. I understand. Sean Green, is that right? Breen. Sean Breen, Brandy Felt Castellano, Michael Given, Greg Briggs, Lynn Villarreal, Amanda Shoemaker, Katie Peters, Liz Cooper, Natasha Fellows, Zach Villanova, Holly Figueroa O'Reilly. Thank you very much specifically. That lady has like 300,000 Twitter followers.
Wow.
And she follows
cool.
us
Thank
and
you.
then donated to us. Thank
Appreciate
you so much.
you. Thank you so much.
Dan Wondaraski, Emma with no last name, Jacinta McCauley, Heather Stout, Shani-Ann Disja Dutton, I think, or Sutton. Oh, yeah, that's right. Jess Lynn Terry, Lindsay Fields, Evan Mullen, Austin. Why am I doing this to myself? Austin Kleemer, Rochelle Singh, Norman Sather, J.G. Houston, Malia Kirk, Emily Giles or Gills, Norman Sather, I said that, Kyler Stotman, Chey, it's Chey and then a shitload of E's, so thank you. Park Gary, Courtney Holt, Skip Bayless, not the real one for sure.
I don't want your money, Skip.
Sam Landis, Tasha, Julia Piel, Cassidy Hall, Noah Gilbo, Molly Whitmer, Emma Carver, Andrew Bishop, Kate Milton, Caroline Aiken, Aisha, Ryan Lennox, Sean and Sarah Madden, Tobbs Liskawa. Damn it. I'm a really bad reader. Samantha with no last name. Louis V. 25. Louis V. 25. Oh, that's like fucking the drink, right?
It's Louis the 15th.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Expensive shit.
I'm fucking stupid. You know what? Louis V. 25 would be Louis the 15th, right?
Louis V. 25. That'd be
right.
5 plus 25.
Oh, yeah.
30.
Not 5 before 20. That would be
that'd
20.
be 20. Either way,
So either way, I'm an idiot.
We're going long.
I'm trying so hard to decipher that into something that I can understand. Alyssa Joels, Kendall Lampier, Lynn Van Hoos, I think, Lynn Van Hoos.
One of those.
Jordan Yancey, Brandon Shaw, Christine Fritzmeyer, Lauren and Brandon Bice, Nicole Loader, Adam Hughes, Kayla Herndon, Lisa Tehran,
And then the home stretch, I've got this. I'm sure of it. No, Brooke Dover and her brother Ben, I imagine. Daniel Belusi, Araya Tasher, Ron Sutton Jr., and he emphasized the junior. Lex Forrest, Adam Christopher Wiley, Anthony Canella, Jesse Hartman. That's Jess Hartman. Jesse, yeah, that's Jesse again. Thanks. Clay Thorson, thanks again, my man. James Martyr, Justin Miller, thank you, Justin. Ashley Vio, Peyton Meadows, Jason Fuller, Gary Howard, thank you guys very much. Stephanie Jones, Jordan Bennett, again, thank you, Jordan. Rachel Cascaden, Rachel Love. Yes, that's 2 Rachels in a row. I was not wrong. Brianna Blankenship, Amanda Stanford, Krista Walker, Callie Shinkunis. Thank you, Callie.
Yes.
I'm trying so hard to get these words out. These words are a motherfucker.
They're tough words.
Trey Valkanar, Robin Anderson, Ronnie Kumar, and Amanda Horn. Thank you all so much. And all of our Patreon supporters, you guys make this all worth it.
Thank you so much, everybody. Honestly, for everything you do for us. We're just blown away by all of your support, whether it's coming out to live shows, Patreon, or just listening. Thank you guys so much. What if they wanted to thank you personally, Jimmy? How could they do so?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks, WHISMAN Sucks on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. And Sam Cook. Damn it, I missed Sam Cook. Her mother passed away, and she is having a birthday on Saturday. It is her first birthday without her mother.
No.
I'm very sorry, Sam, but her friend wanted us to tell her happy birthday, and I don't know, fucking try hard to celebrate. I don't. What do you say to? I feel so terrible. But Sam, keep your head up.
Keep your head up, and I'm so happy that I let you finish that sentence because we were talking about Bill Withers, and you said Sam Cooke. Yeah. So I said another Saturday night, and I almost started singing a festive
Sam Cooke song.
Sam Cooke song.
Unbelievable.
I don't mean to be an ace. I almost started singing.
Maybe we can call.
Sorry,
I'll get
Sam.
her number. We can call her and sing.
I apologize for being an idiot. Jesus Christ! I just have the musical taste of a 60-year-old black woman. That's just how I am. Sorry.
And there's also a gay man named Sam Cooke that sings today.
I'm sure there is.
So there's that.
He's going to be the second Sam Cooke because Sam Cooke was pretty fucking cool. I don't know, dude. That's a badass dude. You got to pick something else. You can't be Bill Withers. You can't be Sam Cooke. You can't be
Michael Jackson.
Bobby Womack. You can't be any of those dudes. I'm sorry. No. Cross 110th Street, baby.
That was a dig. I like it.
I love Bobby Womack.
Yeah.
Shit.
You went far.
I'm trying to catch a trick on the street, Jimmy.
I like it.
That's funny. If you want to find me, you can do it at Jimmy P is funny and copy and paste my last name from the show description. Full on Facebook, I know, so you can't get me on there anymore.
Oh, boy.
But the rest of them, I don't know, hit me up, do that up. Yeah. And guys, keep coming back week after week. We are excited to see you at live shows, and we're excited always to do this show every damn week. Thank you so much, and until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Wow.
Simply Safe makes home security easy with no contract, hidden fees, or fine print. For just $15 a month, you get 24/7 professional monitoring throughout your home, and Simply Safe uses their revolutionary video verification technology to visually confirm that break-ins are happening, allowing police to get to you 3.5 times faster. Visit simplysafe.com/small, and you'll get free shipping and a 60-day risk-free trial. That's simplysafe.com/small, simplysafe.com/small. If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime This is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus